print output?
We eliminated over 500,000 pages a month of output that we figured out we really didn't need.
Month after month, that adds up to savings and value.
Oh, tons of value. Those numbers add up even when it's only a penny or so per page.
Managed print services from James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 12 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Thursday, July 24th. Your top story, a tragic end for a Wisconsinite.
I'm Jessica Tighe, denying his involvement with an accused sex trafficker.
Partly cloudy, hot, humid today. Chance of rain, maybe some storms later tonight. High of 90 degrees. A little cooler if you're further to the north. The heat should be working its way out by tomorrow. Overnight low of 70. Tomorrow's high looks to be around the mid-80s. 82 and mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 12 o'clock. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, crews have ended their search for a teenager believed to be from Wisconsin who went missing near Illinois Beach State Park.
Officials say the 14-year-old boy went under the water around 5 p.m. Tuesday. CBS News reports dive teams and rescue boats spent several hours searching Tuesday before it got dark. On Wednesday afternoon, officials said they were ending their search, unable to find the teen's body. It's believed the boy may have been caught in a rip current. His name has not been released. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
The Department of Justice is meeting with Jeffrey Epstein's longtime associate as Republicans demand the files from his case be released. The Wall Street Journal reports justice officials have told President Trump his name is in those files. CBS's Olivia Rinaldi reports from the White House and says the president cut ties with Epstein.
The White House not denying that he's in the files, but saying that this is part of an effort to keep the Epstein story front of mind, distracting the American public from President Trump's administration and what they say are accomplishments.
A lawyer for the longtime associate says she'll always testify truthfully. She was convicted of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls. Epstein died in a New York jail awaiting trial.
As Milwaukee Public Schools continues lead removal during summer break, the district is urging families to get kids tested utilizing the free clinics. Amy Ward from Novere helped run Wednesday's screening at North Division High School, emphasizing the importance of keeping children calm.
I think one of the strategies that we use to help calm a child is we explain to them and show them what we're going to do, because when they see some of the equipment, they get scared. But yeah, we demonstrate what we're going to do and show them that it's not as scary physically as it is in their head.
The next lead screening clinic is scheduled for Tuesday, July 29th at South Division.
The Department of Justice is investigating healthcare giant United Health Group.
The country's largest healthcare company says it's complying with a criminal and civil investigation by the Department of Justice. United Health Group disclosed in a corporate filing on Thursday. The news comes after the Wall Street Journal reported in May that the DOJ was looking into possible Medicare fraud at the healthcare giant. The company was thrown into the national spotlight after last year's fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York, sparking a national conversation about frustrations with healthcare companies. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
A confirmed tornado causes damage through Oconto County in northern Wisconsin. The storm Wednesday toppled trees, including a massive century-old oak tree that narrowly missed a home. No injuries, no major damage to buildings have been reported.
The Green Bay Packers just unveiled new throwback uniforms for the season. Have you seen them? They're really cool, like these leather helmets of the past. Players, including Rashawn Gary, Tucker Kraft, and Jordan Love, getting a first look.
I didn't get a chance to really see the details. Like, look at the freaking leather on that drum.
A little bit more protection than the illustration. It's not actually leather.
Hey, leather caps right there. Goodness. They're pretty cool.
Pretty cool, yeah. The uniforms will debut at Lambeau Field during a game this fall. The date will be announced in the coming weeks.
And some breaking news, Governor Tony Evers announces he will not seek re-election for a third term. This coming just moments ago, Evers making the announcement on his official X feed. Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow currently lagging about 200 points at 44,804. NASDAQ is up about 40 today at 21,060. S&P 500 up about 11 at 63,69. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. Details, visit annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:04.
News is sponsored by Ellie Mental Health. Visit elliementalhealth.com. Here's your Ellie Mental Health Minute.
The Mental Health Minute.
To better understand yourself and live a more fulfilling life, maintaining mental health is essential. It's every bit as important as your physical health. I'm Kelly from Ellie Mental Health. If you're worried about cost holding you back, please be aware insurance can and should pay for mental health therapy. The barriers to mental health treatment inspired owners Lisa and Jacob to start Ellie Mental Health. Our therapists are real people who, like you, have hard days too. They have lots of experience in disordered eating, grief, mood disorders, children and families, substance use disorders, trauma, and more. Ellie Mental Health's directors, myself and Dawn, are licensed clinical social workers with over 30 years of combined experience. Our therapists address what most don't. The elephant in the room is different for everyone. Let us help you find a therapist you can vibe with and take the first step on your path to improved mental health.
This has been the Mental Health Minute. Get started on your mental health journey today at elliementalhealth.com.
Now that you're ready to purchase a new bike, do yourself a solid by stopping by one of our Wheel and Sprocket stores to test ride an electric bike, better known today as an e-bike. And let me tell you, these bikes are a game changer because you can ride a whole lot further without even breaking a sweat. We're talking 20 to 50 miles on a single charge. So even riding uphill comes with tons of thrills. But before you decide, stop by any of our Wheel and Sprocket locations first and let us explain in detail what e-bikes are all about. And once you're here, you'll find rows and rows of bikes in a bunch of different styles and colors for you to see, touch, feel, and even test ride. After all, here at Wheel and Sprocket, we love bikes, which is why bikes are all we do.
Visit wheelandsprocket.com for a location near you.
I'm Amelia Kegel with Wheel and Sprocket. Life is short. Enjoy your ride.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. It's day 2 of veterans and rookies mixing at Packers training camp. Very warm day in Green Bay. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur will guide his team through training camp all the way up to preseason game number 1, scheduled for August 9th. The Packers will take on the New York Jets at Lambeau Field. Friday's practice also open to the public beginning at 10:30. And no game for the Brewers today. The team is home from its Western road trip tour of the American League. They'll take on the Marlins Friday, beginning with a 3:10 first pitch against the Marlins. Brewers own the best record in baseball, one game up on a number of teams, including the Dodgers and the Cubs.
Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. We do have a crash that just popped up 2 minutes ago in Milwaukee County. It's on Wisconsin 145 North at Bradley Road. That's also the Leon Road area. The left lane is blocked due to a crash. Once again, brand new, just popped up. Wisconsin 145 North at Bradley Road. The left lane is blocked due to a crash. We do still have our typical delays on 41 as well because of the construction. And I-43 North at the ramp from 7th Street, Fee-Brants. The right shoulder is blocked there due to a car that's broken down.
So there is no heat advisory for today, but it is hot, no doubt about that. About 90 degrees are high. The heat index, because of the humidity, could still be pushing toward 100. So some breezy conditions, though it doesn't feel as warm as it did yesterday, strangely. We will cool off a little bit on Friday. Partly cloudy, still humid with a high of 80 degrees. There is a slight chance for thunderstorms, mainly in areas to the south. Saturday, chance of showers, mostly cloudy, and a high of 83. Sunday, mostly sunny, warm, and humid, and a high of 85. It's 82 degrees in Milwaukee at 12:08.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
Well, welcome in. We are up and running. It is Wisconsin's midday news, and yes, it is warm outside. Doesn't look like much threat of rain, which is good after the rain that fell yesterday kind of quickly and sort of unexpectedly. It happened pretty quick. But here we go. Still hot outside. Careful if you're out there, out on the roads and all that, and be mindful of your time outside. Let's get into it, shall we?
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers with breaking news at noon. He just announced he will not run for re-election. He made that announcement on his X feed. Let's listen to it.
Hey, Wisconsin, Governor Tony Evers here. You know, I was a scrawny kid with glasses who grew up scraping mold off of cheese. I never dreamed I'd end up governor of Wisconsin, but here I am. For the last 6 years, you've welcomed me into your churches, businesses, classrooms, farms, hospitals, and communities. I cherish every moment, every tour, visit, high five, question, and selfie. It's the honor of my life to be able to give back to the state that raised me. I promised you when I ran for this office that I'd always work to do the right thing, that I'd always give it to you straight, and that I'd always try to be a governor for all of Wisconsin. And I work every day to keep those promises. That'll never change. I began my run for governor as a proud Plymouth progressive, and that's still who I am today. I'm a science teacher at heart who ended up running for office and winning 5 straight statewide elections. So would I win if I ran the 6th time? Of course. No question about that. But whether I'd win or not has never been part of my calculus about running again. Here's the truth, Wisconsin. The only thing I love more than being your governor is being a husband, a dad, and a grandpa. I spent 50 years in public service. I'm damn proud I devoted my entire career and most of my life to working for you. And from Plymouth to Baraboo, Toma to Oshkosh, Verona to Madison, and everywhere in between, Kathy and my family supported me all the way. Marrying Kathy is the greatest accomplishment of my life because it gave me a lifetime with her, 3 amazing kids, and 9 incredible grandkids. For 5 decades, my family has sacrificed to give me the gift of service. They're my world, and I owe it to them to focus on doing all the things we enjoy and love doing together. It's why, Wisconsin, I'm announcing that I will not be running for a 3rd term. I'm so humbled to be your governor. This is the best job I ever had. And folks, we are not done yet. There is, as always, much work to do. In Wisconsin, I'll be working just as hard as I have for the last 6 years to keep doing the right thing and deliver for you. So let's get to work. Forward for you and for Wisconsin always. Thank you.
There you have it. That's Governor Tony Evers announcing he will not run for a 3rd term. This really creates a wide open race for governor at this point. Some potential candidates. I know that's the next thing that people are thinking about. Okay, well, who could run on the Democratic side here? A lot of people wondering about Milwaukee County Executive, the Attorney General, the Lieutenant Governor, even the mayor. Milwaukee mayor was here right before our show on Point Taken today. And at the very end, just because we had heard some murmurings that this could happen today, Kristen asked him, might you run? And he said, possibly down the road in a few years he could see that. But yeah, big deal. We knew that this announcement was coming. It was just a matter of when. Now it has come. The breaking news today, Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers announcing he will not run for re-election.
And Governor Evers was on this radio station a couple of weeks ago. It was John Mercure that broke the news, according to his source, reporting that Governor Evers wouldn't run. Today, the governor makes it official. Another big story here with local ties. Witnesses are now sharing the heartbreaking moments, the body of the missing Viterbo University graduate who was found. The search for 22-year-old Elliot Hines ended yesterday. It was breaking news right here on Wisconsin's Midday News, but we now know it was a fisherman who found Hines' body discovered in the Mississippi River in Brownsville, Minnesota, just south of the Lawrence Lake Marina. Sheldon Johnson works there. He witnessed it all.
You could just see her, even from the marina. Once the scene where she was at, you could see that something was there, not a log.
Johnson speaking there to WKBT in La Crosse. 22-year-old went missing early Sunday morning after a night out in downtown La Crosse. Security video captured her walking down Front Street right around 3:30 in the morning, and after that she had gone missing. La Crosse police now investigating what exactly led to her death. Did she fall into the river? Was it something else? There should be an autopsy being performed here very shortly. 12:14 on WTMJ. A man with strong ties to Governor Evers' cabinet. So Joel Brennan, president of the Greater Milwaukee Committee, will get his reaction to the governor not seeking a third term in office. More after this.
Bank 5-9 has a mission to make lives better. They make it a priority to give back to their customers, communities, and their employees. In fact, Bank 5-9 was just honored again by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 16 years in a row. Want to learn more about working with the great people at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal Opportunity Employer, member FDIC.
Remember mixtapes?
Mixtape? Can you buy that at the hardware store?
It's not that kind of tape.
To make a mixtape, you would dub all your favorite songs onto one cassette.
Oh, I was more of an 8-track guy myself.
You know, the new Marshfield 7000 Sulfa at Penny Mustard reminds me of the world's greatest mixtape.
We have taken the latest and greatest components of every Penny Mustard configurable sofa and mixed them all together into one.
The Marshfield 7000 is the ultimate sofa.
It's absolutely stunning.
And the comfort level is off the charts.
I definitely see this sofa going all the way to #1.
It's kind of like a greatest hits album, except you can sit on it.
The Marshfield 7000 Sofa, made in Wisconsin with a solid wood frame and hundreds of fabric and leather options, starting at just $21.26 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Well, no heat advisory today, but it is hot. High of 90 degrees with the heat index approaching 100. Not very sunny all over the place. Maybe that's helping a little bit. And there is a chance of some rain potentially later tonight. Still definitely a very humid day. You're feeling it. It's saturated outside. Overnight low of 70 degrees. Those dew points remain high. Tomorrow's high 84 with a chance of rain. 82, mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:16. Time for our weekly check-in with Joel Brennan, the president of the Greater Milwaukee Committee, so well-versed in all things Wisconsin and here in Milwaukee, and also with close ties to Governor Tony Evers, who just made the announcement official on his X feed. He will not be seeking a third term in office. This just happened, Joel. I know you know Governor Evers very well, but we broke the news to you.
Yeah, and I walked over here today. Usually I'm driving, and so I would have had you on and maybe would have heard this, but I walked over today, and I guess I get that information with very mixed emotions. I was in the original Evers cabinet. He asked me to serve, and I served 3 years for him, and I think he's done lots of things right. I also know what a strain this is on your family, and, you know, Tony, he's a cancer survivor and has done lots of things during the course of his term, and I think part of what he said is that, and I'm reading his statement, he said he expects that he would win, but he wants to spend more time with his family. He's got young grandkids, and I think he still appreciates, he's a Wisconsinite through and through. He appreciates being close to his family, and so, you know, with mixed emotions, I like the work that he has done. I would support him if he ran again, but I think he has a great career that he can look back on as governor.
So when it comes to throwing some new blood out there, who would you like to see run for governor?
Well, I think it's going to be a wide open race. Josh Call, the sitting attorney general, has been a sitting statewide office holder for the last 8 years. I think he goes in with some structural advantages of having been around the state. Locally here, David Crowley, who's the county executive, served in the state legislature, has done a good amount of innovative things as county executive and has a broad statewide perspective. He and the mayor both have had some success in dealing with the state legislature. I think the mayor will think about this, Mayor Cavalier Johnson. There are also people in the state legislature, I think, who will give this serious consideration. You know, one of the things I think that was a challenge for the governor that he probably wrestled with is the budget process this year was so different than it has been in years past because of the redistricting and because of the prospect that the Democrats could get the majority back in one of the houses of the legislature. It makes that process so different, and it makes the notion of compromise and real governing different than it has been probably for the last 15 years in the state of Wisconsin. So, it's an appealing job. There's a lot of things that are great about the state of Wisconsin. A lot of great things that have just been reported on around employment and where we are nationally on some of those things. So there's lots to build on. But the bottom line I would say is I'm proud of having worked for Tony Evers and worked with him. I think he's done a great job. I wish him only the best in whatever he decides to do next. He still is going to have contributions to make to the state of Wisconsin, and he's done it throughout his career.
You mentioned this could be wide open, and I think you mentioned some somewhat obvious names, right? Do a little dot connecting and just see where the careers are for Mayor Cavalier Johnson and David Crawley, and they are ascending. There's no doubt about it. They're both pretty young and have a future in politics wherever they want to take it. Anybody off the beaten path here, maybe not on the radar? I'm thinking more about business leaders, Joel, who have kind of thrown their hat into the rings that are, typically pretty well funded overall, and that's a big component to this, right? You've got to have backing and support. But thinking of those in the business community that might find this opportunity intriguing.
And I think that you'll have some who will make exploration with that. I have a personal family connection to somebody who has whose name has been thrown out there at times, Kevin Conroy, who's the CEO of Exact Sciences in Madison. They were the creator of Cologuard, which has had a huge impact on recognizing early detection of colon cancer. And Kevin, in addition to being married to my sister, he grew up in a political family in Flint, Michigan. His dad was a state senator and committed his life to public service. I think Kevin has wrestled with this from time to time. I asked him, frankly, just a few weeks ago, hey, if Tony didn't run, would you? Because, I'd be for him before anybody else. I just have to tell you, blood connections are thicker than anything else. But he at that time said it probably wouldn't be him. But there are people who are of that profile who I think would think about this. It is going to be, for the first time in a long time, it's going to be an absolute wide open race on the Democratic side. And so I think you're going to see some non-traditional candidates get into this, or at least start to think about this, because the election is still a very long time away, and nobody has to file for several months. So, people will go out and test the waters and see what they think, see, if they can kind of catch fire as a non-traditional type of a candidate.
A wide open race on the Democratic side at this point. Wisconsin is a battleground state. How closely do you think people across the country will be watching this now?
Well, I think it was just reported that, for a Supreme Court race here, we spent twice the $115 million or something like that.
Twice
what the most that had been spent and that's on a state Supreme Court race. While important, they don't rise to the level of decision making you make on a governor. So I think no matter what you do, you're going to see a lot of resources come in from outside Wisconsin. You're going to see lots of Wisconsin interest. Part of this, to me, it's the worst part of the process is that it all is dictated by money, and everybody's out there trying to get their piece. But it is just it is a real part of the experience now that we all have to live with.
Well, I feel like that was a big sign when you talk about money. I feel like that was a big sign that he wasn't going to run when you looked at the pot that he had as far as money raised to run again. I felt like that was kind of a sign for a lot of people. Yeah, it was kind of
a signal. And I think I've heard, you hear from all kinds of people in the chattering classes. Well, there were people who had been in his office who had left to do stuff, people who were working for the Lieutenant Governor, Sarah Rodriguez, and, they're going out to put together campaign infrastructure. Like, there was a whole lot of that kind of stuff that happened, but pretty clearly, if he wasn't turning on the spigot. Now, one thing you can do as an incumbent, if you're running again, it's pretty easy to turn that on pretty quickly. But I think he had sent out some signals over the course of the last several months that, that maybe this was going to be the end of his time. And this now throws it open to everybody else. And, I guess as a student of public policy and somebody who's been involved in the, public policy realm for most of my career, I have it's exciting when there can be a wide open race. I don't think that anybody should be tapped on the shoulder and say, hey, it's your turn. Everybody's got to be out there and earn it. There's going to be lots of, the the number of people who got more interested in county fairs and fish fries and local gathering, like that number just rose markedly in the last 20 minutes here. And so, that kind of retail stuff still means something, even though ultimately at the end it's going to come down to resources. You still have to get out there and get known. And there's a whole wide field of people for whom right now they're starting to envision themselves, living in that governor's mansion, sitting in that office, in that job. And I think this is going to be an exciting time for Wisconsin.
The Republican side is already starting to develop here a little bit with Josh Schoeman throwing his hat into the ring, the first to do so, announcing that several weeks ago. Republican county executive for Washington County, a county that is flourishing here in the state of Wisconsin. And then, again, I don't know if it's non-traditional, but it just not politically related, is businessman Bill Berrien, right? Manufacturing CEO from Whitefish Bay, strong ties to the state as well. Announced just days ago that he would also be a part of this. So the Republican side has already kind of developed that more traditional, if you will, political growth-minded individual and someone who comes from the business side.
And I think you're probably going to see that the field on the Republican side is going to grow in the next few months as well. Like, it's a different thing running against a popular incumbent. Again, Tony Evers' numbers never off the charts, but always over the last several years, the most popular sitting office holder statewide in Wisconsin. And so, the notion of running against somebody else and defining somebody else, like, Bill Berrien, who has had a successful business here, I think the first things that he did right out of the gate was start to attack Tony Evers. And, now he's going to have to change a little bit of his tune and talk a little bit more about what he's going to do versus just standing against whatever the governor is for. And so, it changes the nature of the conversation. No matter who the Democrats elect, I think, to the extent anybody sees it as a negative, they'll try to make sure that people think this would be the third term of Tony Evers. But, Tony Evers has been elected and reelected with a much more significant majority when he ran for reelection than when he first was elected. So, there's been a lot of validation of the work that he has done, but a lot of it has been on the defense against, significant majorities in the legislature. And all that is starting to, in a purple state, we're starting to look much more 50-50 even in the legislature. So it'll be a fascinating time. The pundits, the armchair quarterbacks will have a lot to say in the coming months here.
Well, we had a whole list of things that we wanted to talk to you about, and then breaking news happened.
Decision. Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight at 3 p.m. on July 30th. Instant Insight is when Annex goes live after important announcements like the Fed's announcement to help explain what it means for you and your money. When it comes to your financial future, a bit of expert insight could help you understand what's going on. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com. July 30th at 3 p.m. live after the Fed announcement.
Come on into Tyson's, more for you. Hey, Ripon, big news. Tyson's Home Farm Auto is opening this fall. We're proud to be joining your community and bringing nearly 100 years of Midwest know-how with us. We're bringing you trusted brands, friendly service, and everything you need for farm, home, outdoor, and family life, all under one roof. Check us out at Tysons.com. That's THEISENS.com. Come on into Tyson's, more for you.
And now about your house. It's where you live, but do you also live in your yard? My friends at Outdoor Living Unlimited help people extend their home, living beyond the wall. Your imagination may be somewhat limited, so let's call on Eric Brown, president of Outdoor Living Unlimited, to expand upon it.
I'm confident that 90% of the listeners can look outside their home and dream of a better, nicer, way more outstanding backyard. If you're one of the many, you'll need to call Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited's expert team can design a beautiful, functional, usable backyard space. Then our team can build it. You dream it, we build it. New deck, outdoor kitchen, pavers, retaining walls, screen room. How about a must-see automated pergola that doubles as a screen room? Picture this, a pergola that allows the sunlight through the slats, but with the press of a button, those slats close and now you have protection. Another press of the button and the screens roll down. There's your screen room. The ideas are endless. We recently built a brand new deck with a screen room pergola on top and stairs that lead to a paver oasis complete with a fire pit and seat walls. Amazing. New deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, automated pergola. Let Outdoor Living Unlimited design and build the amazing backyard. Find us at OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
See all the cool things that Outdoor Living Unlimited can do for your yard on their Instagram page, or visit their unique outside-in showroom in Waukesha. And if you're looking outside of your home, dreaming of a more beautiful and functional, usable backyard, well, Outdoor Living Unlimited can design and build you an amazing showstopper of a deck, patio, complete with pergola and fire pit, just like they did for us. With expert care, Outdoor Living Unlimited installed a beautiful paver patio, complete with land and stone retaining wall, all sorts of space, room for a built-in kitchen, and complete with a gas fire pit. It's where we spend all of our time. Visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
The Brewers return from the break with a jam-packed week of action. First up, a summer battle with the Marlins, July 25th through the 27th. Come for the action, stay for Pokemon Go Day on Friday the 25th, and a Bryce Terang bobblehead on Saturday the 26th, presented by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank. Then, it's time to battle back when the Crew takes on the Cubs for 3 games starting on July 28th. Get tickets for a week of Brewers action you don't want to miss at Brewers.com.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Thursday, July 24th. Your top story, not running for re-election.
I'm Jessica Tighe. The reason the city can't fix the streetlights.
83 and cloudy in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. After a judge sentenced Brian Kohberger to 4 consecutive life sentences, questions remain about the motive in the murders of 4 University of Idaho students. Police have since released a trove of documents from their investigation. ABC's Alex Stone is in Boise.
While they don't know a motive in this and they don't know why these 4 were targeted, investigators have told us since the gag order has been lifted in the last 24 hours or so, when they've really been able to speak after the sentencing, that they do believe that they were targeted, but they don't know why they were targeted.
A meeting taking place today between Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend and co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell. It's taking place in Tallahassee, Florida, where she's in prison. The Trump administration is facing increasing pressure to release the full files in the Epstein case. Fans of World Wrestling Entertainment legend Hulk Hogan are mourning his death. Police in Clearwater responded to calls of a cardiac arrest today. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 12:31. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers makes it official he will not seek a 3rd term in office.
I'm announcing that I will not be running for a 3rd term.
The announcement Thursday on a pre-recorded video reconfirms reporting by WTMJ that the governor would not seek a 3rd term in office. In the video, Governor Evers cited his desire to spend more time with his family as a reason for not running again.
Whether I'd win or not has never been part of my calculus about running again.
The gubernatorial field currently consists of businessman Bill Berrien and Washington County Executive Josh Schoeman on the Republican side. No Democratic candidates have officially confirmed their plans to run. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
2 people are dead after a domestic abuse incident led to a shooting in Racine. Police responded around 11 a.m. Tuesday to Reschke Avenue for a 48-year-old woman who was shot multiple times. The 51-year-old suspect then barricaded himself inside the house. After a 7-hour standoff, a SWAT team entered that home. Authorities found the man suffering from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Both were rushed to the hospital, but police say they died yesterday from their injuries.
Well, several lighting projects in the city of Milwaukee have been delayed by theft of supplies on construction sites. According to city engineer Kevin Moos, it's not a new issue facing the Milwaukee Department of Public Works. Speaking before the Public Works Committee Wednesday, Moos says, while not unique to Milwaukee, parts theft have delayed several planned wiring and pole replacements. Alderwoman Mulaley Coggs calls the news disheartening. Residents who witnessed theft of materials are asked to call police and their area alderperson.
Honoring fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder. The 3rd Street Market Hall in Milwaukee hosted a fundraiser Wednesday with 100% of the proceeds donated to the Milwaukee Police Association's Fallen Heroes Fund. MPA President.
I think the department is on the path to healing, but obviously with this, we constantly get reminded of what happened, unfortunately, with every fundraiser, every anniversary, Washington, D.C. coming up where he's going to go on the wall. The hurting never stops, but we learn how to deal with it. We learn how to go back out there.
Corder was shot and killed in the line of duty last month. His partner, Officer Christopher McRae, continues to recover.
And a large new home brings relief for one Milwaukee mom.
A rare kind of reunion took place today on Milwaukee's north side.
not for relatives, but for families forever changed by a safe place called home.
I'm still processing everything, for one, but just to wake up and, like she said, not hearing neighbors above your head, and then actually knowing that you can make the changes to your home.
LaPortia, one of Habitat's newest homeowners.
I was just telling my dad that the lady that was speaking that said that she moved into her house in 92, and I was like, I was born in 91, so I was like, oh, she's been in her home forever, and then she's like, she still loves it, so it's like, oh, okay, I made a great choice.
In Milwaukee, Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Meshing the veterans and rookies at Packers training camp. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:34.
It's always a beautiful experience coming out to the ballpark. Many fans prep in the parking lot amongst our legendary tailgaters. When you're ready for new windows and doors, prep for those at the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. See, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of window and door options from different Pella lines side by side. And if you order by July 31st, get 0% interest for up to 5 years on Blue Mountain Road, or visit PellaWI.com today.
If you have not experienced the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, please do this weekend. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Friday, the all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is one of the best, especially with an old-fashioned. This Saturday only, enjoy an 8-ounce char-grilled tenderloin filet with 8 Cajun shrimp, potato, super salad, and homemade bread with honey cinnamon butter for just $64.99. And that's for 2 dinners. 2 world-class dinners for $64.99, plus desserts are always buy one, get one free. I love their homemade desserts. From scratch, delicious. Relax with a cocktail on the patio in the woods, then your free dinner. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the beautiful Holy Hill Shrine. The summer drive is a must-see. This Saturday only, enjoy 2 tenderloin and shrimp dinners for under $65. Dinner starts at 3. Arrive early. All other dinners are buy one, get one free every single night. It's a special place. It's the famous Fox and Hounds. Call and reserve today.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Get your aches and pains under control. But not only that, regular care with Connect Chiro can bring back your energy. A lot of folks start with headaches, back pain, and shoulder pain. How quickly you see results varies from person to person, but time and repetition are the key to staying on track. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Connect Chiro docs use a special tool for all your adjustments, targeted results, and a gentler experience. Check out the new location in Oak Creek or get started at GoConnectChiro.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Packers training camp rolls on from Green Bay. Day 2 of veterans and rookies mixing. Head coach Matt LaFleur believes rookie wide receiver Matthew Golden is settling in quite well.
He's definitely not afraid of hard work. He cares about the game. He's gonna put the time, and he's gonna be dedicated, and it'll be great just to watch him when we get the pads on, when we go to practice against other teams, when we're playing in those preseason games. And again, there's a lot of competition in that room.
Friday's practice also open to the public beginning at 10:30. And the Brewers own the best record in baseball. A 6-game homestand begins Friday with a 3:10 first pitch against the Marlins.
Let's get you an update on the roads right now with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. We do have a crash. It's been out there for about 25 minutes now. Wisconsin 145 north at Bradley Road. The left lane is blocked due to a crash. This is in Milwaukee County, not too far from the Menominee Falls area. Wisconsin 145 north at Bradley Road. Left lane blocked due to a crash.
Warm and humid today. Chance of rain later on. A high of 90 degrees. Heat index pushing closer to 100. 70 your overnight low. Partly cloudy on Friday. Still humid. Slight chance of storms mainly to the south. And a high of 80 degrees. It's 82 degrees and mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:38. 12:38ish on a Thursday, our weekly check-in with CBS congressional correspondent and R&B aficionado. It's Scott McFarland. Hey, Scott.
Hey, good afternoon. Good to be here.
What do we got here?
That is a group called Jade, which was a all-female singing group from 1993. That song was Don't Walk Away. That was their biggest hit. They had about 4 or 5 before they disbanded, sadly, in 1995.
Oh, they're not around anymore. I didn't know who sang it, but I do know I used to like it. It gets you kind of like swaying a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
You also know that, like, today, there are no more, like, girl groups or boy groups. Everybody's a solo artist, or they're doing duets. And these types of upbeat, danceable songs, they're in shorter supply, too. It was really a golden age.
Yeah, especially for the female groups, now that you say that. I feel like there are some boy bands out there still, but yeah, I don't know about the female groups. Or maybe we're just getting old, Scott.
Yeah. That's also possible. I wanted to mention before I forget, how about those first-place Brewers?
Yeah!
Well,
how about that?
Pretty amazing. And the Cubs are coming to town here in a few days, but you were in Chicago. You got to take in a Cubs game at Wrigley. How was it watching a second-place team lose?
They lost by a lot, too, Greg. My kids' first trip to Wrigley Field, and they were as spellbound as you'd imagine. And they're not baseball kids, but there is something unique about the atmosphere there. Even though they're hated rivals, you have to admit that ballpark has a little something special. And it's noteworthy that on a random Monday night in July, in an interleague game, they sold the place out. And that really does speak volumes about what that city still does with baseball.
Well, we love that, and we love hearing about those little tidbits about the family, too. That's great. Let's jump into right now what's happening around Washington. An appeals court blocks Trump's attempt to restrict birthright citizenship. Scott, what's the impact there?
That's not a surprise. Every court that has touched this so far has said, no, there is no birthright citizenship ban the Trump administration can implement because federal law and, oh, by the way, the Constitution are quite clear. But some of these battles are important because they give you a measure of where federal courts are. And there was a dissenting voice in that ruling from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals saying that the courts may be overreaching as they issue broad-based denunciations of Trump administration policy. Feels like there's several different ways it's going to go back to the U.S. Supreme Court on several different train tracks, and they're going to make the ultimate decision here. And so far, in this first half year, Trump administration's lost a lot of court battles, but they keep securing little victories in the Supreme Court, which broadens their power.
So is this a done deal then, Scott, or could it resurface somewhere in the legal world?
I think it's going to resurface in several different places. Lord knows somebody can decide one day to go down to the courthouse in the Eastern District of Wisconsin and file a suit, and their judges will have to rule on that. And then it goes to the Circuit Court of Appeals, then to the Supreme Court. There could be a lot of legal challenges to this, but all of it ends up in the same place. And the Supreme Court's going to get several different cracks at this. And the last time they had a crack at this, it seems like forever ago, it was just a few weeks ago, they said nothing about the birthright citizenship, but they did say no more of those single federal judges in any city in America issuing nationwide rulings. That was quite a limiting of the judiciary's power and quite an expansion of the executive branch power. So, birthright citizenship or not, is a big win for Trump.
Scott, it is Epstein this, Epstein that. You just cannot get away from it over the last couple of days. We just had a federal judge in Florida deny the Justice Department's request to unseal grand jury material stemming from those old investigations into Epstein back in 2005 and 2007. I know a lot of people are wondering right now, okay, does that mean we're not getting a list? And some people are still wondering, is there a list?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a measure on this. Maybe y'all can help me. I don't know how much this story resonates outside of Washington, D.C., the talk radio circuit, and the conspiracy theorists of the world. Those three groups of people seem pretty engaged on Epstein. I'm just wondering if somebody's got a couple kids getting ready for back-to-school shopping, if they really are monitoring what's going on with the Jeffrey Epstein case. But that notwithstanding, a lot of this is believed by the conspiracy theorists and those who believe there's a great cover-up to be a bunch of theater. That the Trump administration having the Deputy Attorney General today meet with Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's co-defendant, to find if there's more information, or asking the court to release more grand jury transcripts. There's an argument that that's a fig leaf for doing something real or doing something more, like releasing whatever in God's name the Epstein files are to the public. So there's two different worlds, right? There's a political world and there's a legal world. There's some legal machinations, but the politics don't seem to have changed. This continues to dog the White House, and the White House continues to counter it.
I feel like when you're asking about Bob and Sue, like mom and dad getting their kids, ready to eventually get going to school again, saying, please, Summer, don't slip away. I feel like they want to know if there is a list and who's on the list. Other than that, I mean, it's unbelievable how much this has blown up.
And that's why I wonder if it's more of a political story than a legal story, because you can see both sides now maneuvering on this. And Democrats have had a field day over the last week or so with this. I mean, they've pretty much choked business in the U.S. House of Representatives by trying to force votes on Epstein matter. They have nothing to lose, they don't believe, and Republicans are in a bit of a jam, trying balancing their constituents' desires with Trump's desires. You have Republicans, some of them who've been on this, train for a long time, demanding the Epstein files, who are working with Democrats on broadening these subpoenas. But a lot of this is playing out in the political space. And in an odd-numbered year, well before any elections, including, yes, our next Wisconsin governor election, it's hard to see if it's getting a lot of traction with most people.
Did you hear that breaking news? Governor Evers says he's not going to run for a third term. That happened just before we got on the air here, about 12 o'clock.
Boy, is that a big one. I tell you, that Washington's going to be as fixated on this as anywhere, because they know Wisconsin statewide races tend to be difficult to predict, tend to be expensive, tend to be competitive. And now both parties are going to pour resources into winning the governor's mansion. It's not shocking to see a governor not opt for a third term in what has got to be one of the more exhausting jobs in America. But it sure does open up a door for Republicans they didn't think was going to be quite as open. Democrats, though, in that year, Greg, in a midterm year with a Republican in the White House, they're feeling pretty bullish too.
Yeah, this is like the first wide-open race for governor in Wisconsin in about 15 years, so it is certainly a big deal. I don't know if you know this, but I'm going to ask just in case, Scott. Are there any murmurings out in Washington about how or who people across the country would like to see run for governor on the Democratic side?
I think whenever these things open, there's an initial concern in the parties that they don't want to lose somebody that has a competitive seat that can't be won by anybody else. And what do I mean by that? Minnesota's seat open too. Tina Smith, the Minnesota senator, said she's standing down next year. And a woman named Angie Craig, who represents a very purple suburban Minneapolis district, got in the Senate race. And the party's excited by her prospects in the Senate race, but wondering if there's another Democrat who could hold Angie Craig's House seat. So there's a little bit of heart palpitations about that. They may not want to see somebody in a very competitive purplish area of Wisconsin go for the governor's mansion if it means that they're going to have difficulty protecting the terrain they have now. But I'll tell you what I'm noticing in 2026, a lot of Democrats standing down thinking this is a very good year to pass the baton to another Democrat, thinking that the tide is going to be pushing in the Democrats' direction in a Trump midterm at all levels.
Yeah, the applicant pool is going to grow here exponentially, we anticipate. Yep. Scott, before we let you go, the judges ordered Kilmar Abrego Garcia be released from criminal custody, and a second judge stepped in and barred ICE from immediately detaining him. So now what? Just free? Off you go? Thanks. Sorry about the whole mix-up?
No, it's not going to be that. This is like a tag team ruling by two judges, both in favor of Abrego Garcia in Nashville, where he's held on a human smuggling criminal charge. The judge says, you don't have enough of a case here to hold this man in jail pending trial. It's not that violent or serious a case. So the Trump administration seems keen on deporting Abrego Garcia, not having to prove whatever criminal allegations they've made. The judge in Maryland, who initially heard Abrego Garcia's case to get his return to the United States, says you can't deport him either, not immediately. He may have to come back to Maryland under the supervision of immigration or probation there. So it's not clear where he's going, but it seems likely he's going to be in some form of custody pending either his criminal case or an ultimate deportation. But, boy, this sure has been a 4-month odyssey for a man nobody had ever heard of because he was mistakenly deported from Maryland to El Salvador.
Scott, before we let you go, when you join us next week at this time, we will be live from the Wisconsin State Fair. Are you a fair guy? Do you like to do the rides? Do you have a favorite fair food, something on a stick?
Well, I mean, everything on a stick, especially, I assume the Wisconsin State Fair has a larger proportion of cheese-based stick foods than, say,
for sure,
the Illinois or Ohio State Fair.
That's accurate.
Let's start with that.
Yeah.
In which day, you're there next Thursday.
We are. We're there. The next 2 weeks we talk to you, we will be out there, but it won't be loud like Summerfest. Remember Summerfest? We are inside an air-conditioned studio. It's kind of like a fishbowl, almost like here, where people can look in and we can look out.
It's like a zoo exhibit.
You said it. I didn't.
Yeah.
But that said, I'm glad you're air conditioned because it is that time of year, and I really, really do miss my days in radio at the New York State Fair, where you get to meet the people who listen to you every day, and you get to hear more from them. And it was the most mutually beneficial experience because you get to learn more about people listening. They get to learn about you, and it's one of the things that makes radio so persistently strong is that one-on-one relationship that we all build with the listener.
No doubt. We will talk to you next week from the fair. Scott, you always do great work. It's so great checking in with you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Scott.
Right back at you.
You bet. Scott McFarland, CBS congressional correspondent, joins us every week here on WTMJ. We celebrate an everyday hero after this.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Finish your outdoor wood projects with Cabot Premium Wood Care products. Australian timber oil is an exterior stain that provides maximum penetration, durability, and water repellency, making it ideal for decks, siding, outdoor furniture, and more. Save big money on all Cabot Premium Wood Care products. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Well, you still got time here, the rest of the month of July, to get in on this great, cool contest going on at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. You got time to burn some rubber here on the custom Harley of your dreams. It's the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Play with your rewards card the rest of this month. Drawings on Thursdays, including tonight for reward play and some extra cash. Fire Up Your Fantasy at Potawatomi. There is more information online. Must be 21 years or older and a rewards member to play. While you're at it, stop by the Sportsbook. Hope to see you there sometime. It's incredible, 2,000 square foot video wall. Now, the games will be on. I can promise you that. Multiple games, no better place to watch sports than at Potawatomi.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1 day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Warm today, high of 90 degrees. Heat index pushing up closer to 100. Clouds, however, not beating sun. At least we don't have that. But it is humid. It'll remain so throughout the night. Overnight low of 70. Tomorrow we warm up to 84. Chance of showers popping up as well. 83 right now and mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:53. Time to celebrate another everyday hero. Weekly look from WTMJ's Eric Bilstad.
Every day, superhero, trying to save the world, but never really sure.
Wisconsin's Morning News identifies an everyday hero as an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today we head to Milton, Wisconsin, Rock County. Little Lou Easton, a 4-year-old little girl. She lives with autism and she's nonverbal. Plus, she doesn't feel pain. And last month, she climbed the fence of her home and disappeared from the backyard. So Mom calls the police, says, I can't find my child. She's not wearing shoes. And given the little girl's condition...
We also knew that she wouldn't know to come home because of her autism. She wouldn't know that she's hungry. She should try and head home, or that if she sees someone, she should go to them.
That's Lou's mom talking to Spectrum News. The sheriff's deputies started a large-scale search, and they had 600 volunteers on standby. They were using canine units, but no luck.
4 hours of just agony, not knowing.
4 hours, and they still hadn't found the little girl. Then came Jeremy Herring-Sporle, a drone pilot, who joined the search.
Pretty nervous going into it.
Jeremy had some searching experience, but never for children.
I've done horses, dogs. I've gotten calls for cattle, but never actually got there.
So Jeremy gets his drone up in the air, spends 40 minutes searching a giant cornfield, and finally locates the little girl. He brought the drone over the child, called police.
411, she's playing in the dirt. She's directly below the blinking white light drone.
To see video as first responders find the girl in the cornfield, just text the word hero to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. Herring-Sporle had done it. He had found the little child. He says he was ecstatic knowing he could help.
Excited, I couldn't even function. I couldn't even think. Nothing could compare to that moment.
Thank you, Jeremy Herring-Sporle, for being an everyday hero. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Get ready for Germanfest, carnival style. Sink your teeth into Spanferkel, cheer on the tiny racers at the Dachshund Derby, and dance the night away with Vox Club, Juhe aus Tirol, and top bands from around the country. Don't miss the colorful parade, and on Saturday night, wear your best costume for the Masquerade Ball at the Miller Stage. Eat, drink, schunkel, and make it your tradition at Germanfest. For more information and online tickets, visit germanfest.com.
For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage authority in the state of Wisconsin. Don't let that busted garage door get you down when you're going down to Germanfest. No, Geist will get you back up and running. Brands like CHI and LiftMaster are right there in stock. In fact, the inventory is incredible at Geist. And what you like about that is it could mean a very quick turnaround time for your project, which is what you want here, right? They will even go the custom route for you, whatever your project needs. You can count on Geist. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, visit GeistStores.com. The showroom is located in Brookfield. It's right off Barker Road. I've been there. I've connected with the folks at Geist. In fact, they helped me out when I had a kind of a minor issue, but they took care of it. It was just an issue with the stripping going around the perimeter of my garage door. Sometimes, if you got an issue, you can just get them on the phone. Maybe they can walk you through a solution. Might save you a little time and a little money, right? Maybe you could fix it yourself. Regardless of the issue, give a call to Geist. Let them help you. They've been doing it for 70 years. The experts in the space. Don't think twice. Call Geist and visit GeistStores.com.
If you or a loved one is ever hurt in an accident, don't call the first lawyer you happen to see on TV. Instead, call the law firm that's most qualified to handle the complexities of your case. Or call the firm that won the largest personal injury verdict in Wisconsin history. Or the one with the largest product liability verdict in state history. Or the one that has recovered more million-dollar results than any other firm in Wisconsin. It all happens to be the same firm. Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service. Visit habish.com for more information.
It's the best 11 days of the summer. The Wisconsin State Fair is back.
All of the best food concoctions, the entertainment that gets you moving, and of course, WTMJ broadcasting live from the Wisconsin State Fair.
Come see your favorite WTMJ hosts and shows live from the Bank 5-9 studios just north of the Expo Center.
Live from the Wisconsin State Fair, we are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio.
It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. Over the years, we have helped many people fulfill their dream of owning their own business. Some stayed as mom-and-pop businesses, while others grew to have national reach. We worked with them to develop systems and procedures so their books were up to date in order to grow their business profitably, minimize taxes, and have less stress. Whether you are a brand new business with $25,000 in revenue or an established business doing $25 million in sales, we can help. We work with you to clean up your books and give you the information you need to know where your business is now and where it is going in the future. Don't wait. Start on the path to more cash in your pocket and no more sleepless nights. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net today to book a meeting. We can talk over Zoom, the phone, in our office, or your place of business. Yes, we like to visit our business clients. Call 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Are you or a loved one facing addiction? The Wisconsin Addiction Recovery Helpline offers free and confidential support 24/7. Powered by 211 Wisconsin, local trained specialists can help connect you with local service providers for treatment, peer support, harm reduction tools, and more. Call 211, text your zip code to 898-211 or chat at 211wisconsin.org. Help is waiting. Sponsored by United Way of Wisconsin.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
We're not just after any old fish. We want the catch of the day.
Diving and making an incredible catch is Isaac Collins.
The Brewers host the Marlins in Milwaukee.
With the best record in baseball in their back pocket.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 2:35 on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 101. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Thursday, July 24th. Your top story. Who else might consider running for governor?
I'm Jessica Tighe, screening for lead this summer.
Hot and humid today, partly cloudy. Chance of rain late, a high of 90 degrees. Heat index pushing closer to 100. Tonight, slight chance of rain, mostly cloudy and a low of 70. It's 83, mostly cloudy and muggy in Milwaukee at 101. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers officially declares he will not run for a third term in office.
I'm announcing that I will not be running for a third term.
The decision Thursday by Governor Evers officially opens the door for other Democratic candidates to announce bids for the office. Currently, no Democrats have officially announced intentions to run, but many have suggested Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson could consider the position. Johnson tells WTMJ's Point Taken he's at least thought of the idea.
One day I will run for governor. I don't know if that's going to happen in the immediate future.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
As Milwaukee Public Schools continue lead removal during summer break, the district is urging families to get their kids tested at free clinics.
MPS hosted a free lead screening clinic at North Division High School on Wednesday before students return to class in the fall. Amy Ward with health contractor Novir says lead exposure is a year-round risk.
We, in the city of Milwaukee, we have the highest rate of lead poisoning in the state, largely due to the old housing. It's just a good opportunity before the school year starts to make sure that your kids are healthy.
MPS plans to host another lead screening clinic next Tuesday morning at South Division High School. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
Well, Columbia University announces a settlement with the Trump administration to restore federal funding, saying the school does not admit to wrongdoing with the agreement, but does recognize that Jewish students and faculty have experienced painful and unacceptable incidents. ABC's Alex Prescia.
It's an incredible victory for the Trump administration. Per Linda McMahon, she said this was quite an accomplishment. As she puts it, the president is trying to root out anti-Semitic practices on university campuses. Columbia University, obviously the epicenter of a lot of those pro-Palestinian protests. Linda McMahon, the Secretary of Education, saying that she hopes this is a template going forward.
And the settlement comes as Harvard University appeared in federal court this week. Its battle with the Trump administration. They appealed that, claiming the government illegally cut nearly $3 billion in federal funding.
The Department of Justice is meeting with Jeffrey Epstein's longtime associate in Florida. The Wall Street Journal reports justice officials told President Trump his name is in the Epstein files. A House subcommittee voted on Wednesday to subpoena the Justice Department for documents related to the case. CBS's Nicole Killian.
That was a motion that was put forth by Tennessee Republican Tim Burchett, but then you also had the panel late yesterday vote to approve issuing a subpoena, rather, not only to the Justice Department, but also to other individuals related to the Epstein controversy. And that was something that was put forth in part by Democrats, but also co-signed by some Republicans.
The push for disclosures related to the Epstein investigation comes as House Speaker Mike Johnson sent lawmakers home early for its August recess to prevent a vote.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is currently down about 150 points at 44,856. NASDAQ up today about 70 at 21,090. S&P is up about 20 points this afternoon at 63.77. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, and Annex Ignite. It's financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com.
A familiar face in the sideline at Packers training camp. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:05.
Restaurant prices are soaring, but not at the Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Every Thursday, when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza free. So don't turn on your oven today. Enjoy a free pizza at the Mineshaft. Buy one pizza, get one free. Buy 5, get 5 free pizzas. You want 100 pizzas? You'll get 100 free pizzas. Any size, any quantity. Coaches, bring in your soccer and baseball team for free pizza. Your players will love that huge game room. It's super affordable team bonding. Bring in pizza today for your hardworking employees. Order now and pick up your free pizza shortly. They will appreciate you. Don't cook. Take your family to the cool and comfortable Mineshaft for free pizza. The Mineshaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh right near EAA. Buy one pizza today, get one free. Just walk on in. And the Friday all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is just $7.99. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mineshaft Restaurant. MineshaftRestaurant.com.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. Dr. Nausheen Abbas joined the Holtebeck Eye Center team last September, and her practice philosophy is to provide patient-centered medicine by giving all options. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
For senior living where comfort meets community, welcome to the Waters of Pewaukee, an experience designed with you in mind. Enjoy beautiful, spacious apartments, chef-prepared meals, and enriching daily activities that bring joy and purpose. Whether it's independent living, assisted care, or memory support, you'll find a compassionate staff, modern amenities, and the peace of mind you deserve at the Waters of Pewaukee. You're not just moving in, you're coming home. Schedule a tour and learn more today at thewaters.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. No game for the Brewers today. A 6-game homestand begins Friday afternoon against the Marlins. Best record in baseball belongs to the Brewers. They're in position to be buyers in advance of the trade deadline, July 31st.
It's a special group, and I think it's important if you're going to add somebody to that group or consider taking somebody away that you make the right decision about the people involved. And so that's certainly important to us. Our scouts do a great job getting intel on different players that are available, and obviously want to talk to our coaches just to make sure they have the right fit as well in the clubhouse.
Brewers GM Matt Arnold, a guest on Wisconsin's Morning News. And day 2 of Packers training camp, a familiar face on the sidelines, former offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett assisting Matt LaFleur as a part-time consultant assisting the defense.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. Still dealing with a bit of this accident, this crash that popped up a little bit after noon on Wisconsin 145 North at Bradley Road. The left lane is blocked because of the crash. As I take a peek at the cameras, this particular one, you can't... Oh, they're just zooming out right now. I think everything has now cleared. Just a moment ago, as I was looking, as Greg was doing sports, I could see there was an officer kind of running across. So it looks like that officer has jumped into the car and is out. DOT just zoomed out the camera, so it looks like that crash, they'll have that cleared momentarily.
Well, some sprinkles starting to fall in certain areas of our listening area, and it's all kind of spotty, right? No driving rain or anything like that, but it's keeping the heat index down a little bit, which is good. Primarily overcast skies today. Temperatures right around 90. There is no excessive heat warning or anything like that or any kind of advisory. It's warm. It's muggy. Overcast, and it might be raining a little bit where you are in our listening area. 70 and muggy, your overnight low. Tomorrow up to 84 with a chance of rain. It's 84 with sprinkles falling here in Milwaukee at 109.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
A little bit of rain in West Bend, a little bit here down in Milwaukee, closer to the lake. Might be sprinkling in Watertown and Kenosha, but by and large, a dry and overcast day, and no heat advisory like we had yesterday. Is it kind of weird that it actually felt okay yesterday? Like, am I getting too used to it being like 95 with a heat index that makes it feel soupy?
Oh, really? By the time I got home, I was kind of like, should I just keep everything locked up and not go out there? Because it was hot, it was muggy, and I think for a lot of people, the air just continued to run yesterday.
Yeah, I got inside, and my wife was leaving. Where are you going? I'm going for a run. It's like, geez, go
You're
get it.
One of a kind.
What in
You're a
the
different
world?
breed, Matzek.
110 here on WTMJ.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, the big breaking news today, Governor Tony Evers will not run for re-election.
For 5 decades, my family has sacrificed to give me the gift of service. They're my world, and I owe it to them to focus on doing all the things we enjoy and love doing together. It's why, Wisconsin, I'm announcing that I will not be running for a 3rd term. I'm so humbled to be your governor. This is the best job I ever had. And folks, we're not done yet. There is, as always, much work to do. In Wisconsin, I'll be working just as hard as I have for the last 6 years to keep doing the right thing and deliver for you. So let's get to work. Forward for you and for Wisconsin always.
This makes it a wide-open race for Wisconsin Governor. Joel Brennan, president of the Greater Milwaukee Committee, previously served in Evers' cabinet. We broke the news to Brennan right here on Wisconsin's Midday News and got his reaction.
As a student of public policy and somebody who's been involved in the public policy realm for most of my career, I have it's exciting when there can be a wide open race. I don't think that anybody should be tapped on the shoulder and say, hey, it's your turn. Everybody's got to be out there and earn it. There's going to be lots of, the number of people who got more interested in county fairs and fish fries and local gatherings, like that number just rose markedly in the last 20 minutes.
You know who called Joel immediately after his interview with us?
Yeah, he held up his phone. He's like, I got to go. I should probably answer this.
Former Wisconsin Governor Marty Schreiber. He said he must have been listening. So I said, Joel, if he has anything really important, his reaction, let us know. Joel's just writing us now. So, Greg, take it off for number 2, and I'll see what we have.
Okay, yeah, we'll double back on story number 1 here. But if you've been to the Packers page on X, you might notice some changes today. So instead of saying Green Bay Packers at the top, it says Green Bay Packers Football Club. The classic G logo swapped out in favor of a yellow GB on a dark blue backdrop. So what are they doing here? Well, it's the helmets that are receiving the most attention as part of the Packers Throwback Series.
Look at the freaking leather on that joint. This the throwback before we had the helmet. If you know, you know. Like,
it's not actually leather.
Yeah, not getting this back. You see it? You gotta throw this in a glass case.
Whoa. Let's go. Okay, good, man.
All right, so the players seem to like it. These helmets are crazy. They look like the old leather helmets.
Pretty cool.
But it's the real 2025 football helmet. So incredible artistry on these things. And it's all in conjunction with the unveiling of throwback uniforms. So we've seen kind of the dark blue and the sort of light brown pants before, but the helmets are really the new bit here. So it's a nod to the 1923 season, the team's first season as a publicly owned corporation. Packers are going to wear these things when they play the Steelers in October. We do have a scrolling photo thing on our website right now, and if you text the word WATCH to 855-616-1620, I guess you could call it a trailer. Does that seem right?
I think that's fair.
We'll go with that. So it's kind of like the big reveal of the new throwback uniform. So text WATCH to 855-616-1620. It'll be up and running here for the next minute or so. These are pretty cool. I usually don't like throwbacks and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It just doesn't really do it for me. I like these quite a bit better than most. It's called the Classic 23 Collection. It is available at the Pro Shop. And if you want one of those helmets, the Riddell Speed Flex helmet, that'll cost you $1,600.
Ooh, ouch.
Better just get two.
Number 3, wrestling superstar Hulk Hogan has passed away.
I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American.
His manager confirms Hogan died at his home in Clearwater, Florida today. He was 71 and surrounded by family. The Hulk won 6 WWE championships. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame back in 2005. The Hulk was here in Milwaukee about a year ago. He was a guest at the Republican National Convention just days after the assassination attempt on Donald Trump.
What happened last week when they took a shot at my hero and they tried to kill the next president of the United States? Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
When Hulk walked out, I remember people started chanting, USA, USA, USA. For a moment, I was like, where am I? You kind of felt like you were at a wrestling match.
Yeah, absolutely.
When he came out.
It was a show.
It was the Hulk, Kid Rock, and Donald Trump that night. Hulk was wearing a blue suit. He had a Hulk Hogan t-shirt under it. He had a red bandana on his head, sunglasses popped up on top of it, even though he was inside, chain around the neck, that signature mustache. It was very Hulk Hogan. Hogan is survived by his ex-wife and 2 kids.
1:15 on WTMJ.
WTMJ's Steve Scavidi here. Will rates go up or down? We'll know more on July 30th. That's when the Fed announces its next rate decision. Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight at 3 p.m. on July 30th. Instant Insight is when Annex goes live after important announcements like the Fed's announcement to help explain what it means for you and your money. When it comes to your financial future, a bit of expert insight could help you understand what's going on. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com. July 30th at 3 p.m. live after the Fed announcement.
It's your girl Noni Juice for Sweet Talks. Self-love isn't selfish. Feeling confident improves all aspects of your character. And no one understands that quite like Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Step into their judgment-free zone, where a staff of registered nurse injectors leads the way, recommending Botox, Dysport, or Daxify. Sweet Talks goes beyond injectables, though. They offer facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. See why you'll want to join thousands of loyal patients at sweettalks.com.
Imagine that unbelievable new deck in your backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck builder. Building new decks and replacing old ones, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax in your own backyard. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Overcast today, a high of 90 degrees. If it's raining where you are, and there are some pop-up showers, nothing too heavy or anything like that, but you're getting sprinkled on if you're in different parts of our listening area, kind of peppered about. Likely keeping that heat index down a little bit, so no heat advisories or anything like that to worry about. It is muggy. It kind of feels tropical out. A warm day here, but overcast. Overnight low of 70 as the dew points remain pretty high. Friday's high 84 degrees, chance of rain. It's 84 with light rain falling in Milwaukee at 118.
A big federal trial begins Monday in U.S. District Court right here in Milwaukee. It consolidates 3 intellectual property infringement cases. The trial focuses on the unauthorized sale of counterfeit-branded wellness products. It is a growing concern across the country. South Florida attorney Peter Tighe of the Tighe Law Group is leading that trial here in Milwaukee, and he joins us live ahead of it. Thanks for joining us, Peter.
Well, thank you for having me on. Yes.
Let's first dive into how big of a problem this is. Wellness products are huge right now. It's a growing business. Only makes sense. It's the next big thing scammers are going after. What are you seeing, and what's your concern?
Our estimate is that my client is probably selling about 1/3 of the products that are being sold, and it's possible that as much as 2/3 of the marketplace is from the Chinese counterfeit products. The countries that actually are bringing counterfeit products into America, it's really China. It almost stands alone. China is they bring in 85% of all the counterfeit goods into this country, and it's everything. It could be the pain reliever that you get from your convenience store. It could be just about anything. The next country down is Turkey. They bring in about 3%. So that's why I say China is the big foe here.
So, Peter, when you look at this, are these intended to be knockoffs, or are they intended to sort of illegally mimic the actual product? I think about other designer handbags and sunglasses, things that might say Oakley on it, but they're really not Oakley's, things that you think you've got a Louis Vuitton bag, but it's certainly not.
Right, exactly. So there's 2 ways you can go. You can look at this. You can buy a Rolex watch for $20, by some street vendor that is not a Rolex watch. Then again, you can go to someone who'll sell you a $50,000 Rolex watch for $30,000, and you think you're getting the deal of the century. That's much more of a fraud on the consumer. The products that we're dealing with here, these counterfeits, are basically $600 products that are selling to the public for maybe $300, $350. So it looks like the original, and it looks like something that the public would be just getting a good deal on. Anybody who buys this, but in fact they're getting ripped off. So it's bad for everyone except the guy who's selling it and the company that's making it in China. Otherwise, it hurts everybody. Because they're just not as good as the originals. It's not as good as people who really care. How do you make a product that you sell for, half the price? Unless you're taking things out of it, number one. Number two, at the tail end, on the back end, if you don't have a serial number on your product, then you're not going to get the warranty in the event that something goes wrong with it. And that's one of the problems of a manufacturer as well, having to deal with all these warranty claims on counterfeit products.
There's certainly an impact on small businesses, but what about also the impact on consumer trust?
Yeah, that too. Once this gets out and it's more and more known. But that's why, we asked the jury to give us the deterrent effect. That's why we need large verdicts on these cases, so that people will learn their lesson. We'd much rather have far fewer of them, if we only could. And not all of them get the trial. Most of them do settle out, but we still need to be able to bring these to trial. The last trial we had was in Chicago, and there we had a judgment for $272,600. Don't ask me how exactly the jury got to those numbers, because I'll never know. but that should be a deterrent. And the thing is, you can only get it out there so much. You can only let people know so much, and we need more of these so that people understand they have to stop. And that's why we're suing the shop owners. We don't really want to hurt anybody, and we don't want to hurt them either. But the fact is that you need a deterrent. We need to stop this, and not just for this, but for all not just the products where I represent clients, but pretty well all of it has to stop. We need to get our country back on so many levels.
So, Peter, there are 3 intellectual property infringement cases against a number of shops here with the same owner, by the way, in the state of Wisconsin, and that's why this federal trial begins in an East District Court of Wisconsin. But this is happening everywhere, right? So are you just beginning the battle? You mentioned Chicago. Are you in Michigan sometime later this month or later this summer and just trying to knock these out one by one?
Yes. Well, in Michigan, in fact, we have a much bigger operation that we were able to catch, which is always that's a better thing for us and a bigger fight. But they don't have a defense. It's not as though we didn't catch them red-handed. They're selling counterfeits in their stores, and they've got more of them on display, and they don't care. They don't understand the harm that they cause.
What could a federal verdict in this case that's going to be tried right here in Milwaukee mean for brand owners across the country?
It means that justice can be done. I mean, this is the only place where we can get it. When you go after the distributors, especially the foreign distributors, they just it's a game of whack-a-mole. You get a judgment against one company, and then the next thing you know, the company's gone. And there's a new company now taking its place. So the judgments are useless. That's why we have to go against the store owners, because if they would just stop buying the counterfeits, then the distributors would stop selling the counterfeits to them. But, it's hard, when you have a small shop and a small store, it's hard to resist that temptation. And in fact, I don't even think they think about resisting the temptation. To a great extent, the people that run these stores, not the good guys, but there's a lot of bad guys out there that don't mind ripping off the public. And you can tell for sure that they don't, because they don't tell the guy, hey, this is as good as the original, which it's not. But they don't say this is as good as an original, but frankly, this is a knockoff. This isn't exactly, they don't do that. So anyone who has to lie to a customer can't be a good guy.
That's attorney Peter Tighe, who's leading a federal trial right here in Milwaukee starting next week in the intellectual property battle. Thanks so much for joining us, Peter.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to get the point across.
Time right now is 1:26. Coming up next, your top local stories and national headlines.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, representing the auto dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam member dealers employ more than 6,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 15th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil campaign. To date, Adam has donated over $953,000, which provided over 3.8 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Greg Matzek here. I want to tell you about Horicon Bank, a bank that opened its doors for the first time back in 1896. Pretty amazing stuff, right? Over 100 years later, they're still doing it. They're still doing it right at Horicon Bank, helping serve the community, helping you get your business off and running, helping you maximize profits with great programs, great financing opportunities. And by the way, they are the presenting sponsor of the 5th annual Small Business Owners Community Conference. That is coming up. Horicon Bank is getting behind it September 16th through the 19th at the Brookfield Sheraton Hotel. Horicon Bank's giving away tickets, by the way, for free. If you want to visit their website, just visit horiconbank.com. It's cool. It's coming up September 16th through the 19th at the Brookfield Sheraton Hotel. Sign up today. Together doing good. That is Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice, and member FDIC.
If you have not experienced the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, please do this weekend. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Friday, the all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is one of the best, especially with an old-fashioned. This Saturday only, enjoy an 8-ounce char-grilled tenderloin filet with 8 Cajun shrimp, potato, super salad, and homemade bread with honey cinnamon butter for just $64.99. And that's for 2 dinners. 2 world-class dinners for $64.99, plus desserts are always buy one, get one free. I love their homemade desserts. From scratch, delicious. Relax with a cocktail on the patio in the woods, then your free dinner. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the beautiful Holy Hill Shrine. The summer drive is a must-see. This Saturday only, enjoy 2 tenderloin and shrimp dinners for under $65. Dinner starts at 3. Arrive early. All other dinners are buy one, get one free every single night. It's a special place. It's the famous Fox and Hounds. Call and reserve today.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history, like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets, something that can positively affect your mood, getting organized and clearing out the clutter. A well-rounded closet could be the most powerful room in your home. Inspired Closets can transform your closets or laundry room, your pantry, any space in your house. What separates Inspired Closets from the others? Their 3D design software and a culture that promises to build what you want and need. Call my friends Katie and Dan today, a wife-husband team ready to help. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
It's 1:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Thursday, July 24th. Your top story, fundraising to support our fallen heroes.
I'm Jessica Tighe. Big money for the Green Bay Packers.
Partly cloudy, hot, humid, chance of some sprinkles falling, high of 90 degrees. That heat index being muffled a little bit by the rain and the clouds for that matter, but it's muggy. Overnight low of 70 as the dew points remain high. Partly cloudy, still humid,
ABC
chance of rain.
News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Hopes for a Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal on hold again. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff was sent to the region for talks in Qatar this week. It comes as aid groups in Gaza are warning of severe starvation. ABC's Patrick Reevell has more.
Steve Witkoff saying that the U.S. is recalling its negotiating team from Doha, where these talks have been taking place, and he is blaming Hamas, saying that their latest response shows a lack of desire for a ceasefire. He also accuses them of lacking coordination and not appearing to be negotiating in good faith.
In Florida, the second highest ranking official at the Justice Department, Todd Blanche, who was a personal attorney for Donald Trump, is meeting with Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, today. She's serving 20 years for sex trafficking girls and women for Epstein. Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has died. The iconic performer helped expand world wrestling entertainment in the 1980s. Hulk Hogan was 71. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:31. Helping the family of fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder. A fundraising event was held Wednesday at the 3rd Street Market Hall with 100% of the proceeds donated to the Milwaukee Police Association's Fallen Heroes Fund. MPA President Alexander Ayala tells WTMJ.
Like MPD said, now they're our family. Now we got to look after them. So these small things that we're trying to do everywhere, not just this one, they all add to us trying to take care of the family for the grief and the loss that they're going through, which obviously no monetary amount is ever going to replace that, but at least we try to help a little bit where we can.
Corder was shot and killed in the line of duty last month. His partner, Officer Christopher McRae, is still recovering from injuries.
Flags are flying at half-staff across Wisconsin today in honor of a fallen firefighter.
Van Dyne Fire Department Safety Officer Amy Sue Lee passed away due to injury complications sustained in the line of duty earlier this month. She served the Van Dyne Fire Department in Fond du Lac County for 14 years, first joining as a firefighter and emergency medical responder in 2011. Outside of her service with the fire department, Amy volunteered in her community and served on the EAA medical team for 11 years. Services will be held today in Oshkosh. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers officially declares he will not run for a third term in office.
I'm announcing that I will not be running for a third term.
The decision Thursday by Governor Evers officially opens the door for other Democratic candidates to announce bids for the office. Currently, no Democrats have officially announced intentions to run, but many have suggested Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson could consider the position. Johnson tells WTMJ's Point Taken he's at least thought of the idea.
One day I will run for governor. I don't know if that's going to happen in the immediate future.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Operating profits went up nearly 40% for the Green Bay Packers during the most recent fiscal year. That's due largely to a record $432 million received in national revenue from the NFL's TV contracts. The franchise's community impact also rose to $13 million in charitable contributions for the past year. Packers president Mark Murphy will end his 17-year run with the Green Bay Packers tomorrow at the annual shareholders meeting.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:34.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzek. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geis's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geisdoors.com. Geis has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geis at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geis. Visit them online at geisdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. orthowisconsin.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
Hey, it's your favorite car dealer, Honest Eddie. Is it true that there are no employees at Hasselus Mattress?
It's true. Give the mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy. And through Monday, get additional instant savings of $248 off Sealy Posturepedic and Beauty Rest.
Son, you gotta pressure people. Like, what do I have to do to get you into a new mattress today?
Uh-oh, you're breaking up. Gotta go.
Wait, no. Let me talk to my manager.
Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers begin a 6-game homestand Friday afternoon against the Marlins, a rare 3-10 start. Owners of the best record in baseball, Brewers in position to be buyers in advance of the July 31st trade deadline.
It's a special group, and I think it's important if you're going to add somebody to that group or consider taking somebody away that you make the right decision about the people involved. And so that's certainly important to us. Our scouts do a great job getting intel on different players that are available, and obviously want to talk to our coaches just to make sure they have the right fit as well in the clubhouse.
Brewers GM Matt Arnold, and day 2 of Packers training camp. Familiar face on the sideline. It's former offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett assisting Matt LaFleur as a part-time consultant assisting the Packers defense.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. New situation here. It's on I-43 South at Atkinson. That's Keefe as well. Expect lane closures at some point because there is some debris in the middle of the highway. I'm taking a peek at the cameras for you right now, and I can see it. Doesn't look like it's anything substantial as it's definitely not a box. It's not anything super heavy because I have seen people drive by it, but it is right there in the middle. And that could cause problems if you've got some cars that are looking to swerve around it. We don't want that. So bottom line, what we have here, there are going to be some lane closures on I-43 South at Atkinson because they need to get crews out there and clean up whatever this is in the middle of the highway.
Well, no heat advisories or anything like that. We were in the middle of one yesterday. I don't think it got quite as hot out today. Warm temperatures for sure. Some rain falling. A little bit different of a day than yesterday, but still warm, still tropical and muggy. We welcome in ABC's. It's Brian Desnansky of today's TMJ4. I don't know, maybe he's a network meteorologist too, for all I know. You're a man of many skills.
Take over all of them, yeah, exactly.
Good stuff. So no advisory. We talked about it yesterday, Niz, that the idea that there could be an extension of the advisory or maybe a new one. Yep. So what prevented that?
Yeah, I mean, we have more clouds today. We even have some spotty showers out there that's really minimizing the actual temperatures. The air is still thick. It's still soupy. We have the high humidity, but we're seeing relatively comfortable temperatures hovering around 80 degrees. So when you factor in 80 degrees and dew points in the 70s, it does feel closer to 90, but we're not seeing that triple-digit heat index values that we saw yesterday afternoon, peaking out between 105 and 110 across southeastern Wisconsin. So even if we see a little bit more sun this afternoon, I don't think we'll get up to that heat advisory criteria level.
We have seen people see rain already today. Is it going to be off and on? Is it still going on? What's the situation with the showers?
It does. I would say, 24 hours ago when we talked to you, it definitely looked like we'd be in more of a rainier afternoon yesterday at this time. But I think we're looking at very, very scattered in general, pretty light stuff. Sure, there might still be a scattered storm that pops up, but much of the area probably, can expect a mostly dry afternoon and evening with just the chance of a passing shower or storm. So, and then tomorrow, especially south of Milwaukee, there's a tiny chance of a shower or storm, but it looks like a mainly dry Friday. We'll have to keep an eye out for Saturday. For some more rain and storms.
So possible that we'll have it, but it really no changes, right? It's humid, it's kind of muggy, so with that, you've got these opportunities for these storms to just kind of pop up.
Yeah, absolutely. The air mass gets a little bit better for us tonight. Weak cold front passes through, but it's still going to be very humid behind it. And really, even in the coming days, if we get enough sunshine, it's going to be quite warm and uncomfortable outside, especially, again, by Sunday. I see us by Sunday maybe climbing back up to around 90 with high humidity. So, we're not done. We're considering we're still, middle of July here. We have a lot of summer to go. Just one of those stretches here with that high humidity.
And I know this is too far out for the forecast, but the Wisconsin State Fair.
We'll try anyway.
I know somebody's emailing you about this, I'm sure, so you're right. But Wisconsin State Fair starts on Thursday.
Yeah. It looks like we have we start quite hot actually next week, and then it looks like we cool down a little bit. So maybe the first couple days of State Fair, at least around average, tolerable. But this time of year we see these swings and we could shoot right back up. As of right now, I would say I forget, is the State Fair Thursday or Friday start? I think it's Thursday. A week from now. Yep. If I recall, Thursday's looking relatively dry and temperatures maybe around 80 degrees, so we'll take it.
Well, that would be darn near perfect, Niz. Can't draw it up better than that.
Yeah, everybody likes summer weather, and it wouldn't be State Fair without it. But if it was, if it had to be a little bit cooler versus out on that pavement and in those barns at 95 and scorching hot, I would take the cooler side.
Are you a fair guy? You like to get out there with the family and milk cows and just...
I love the fair. Yeah, and this isn't a knock on Summerfest, but I would say the last few years we've built a little bit more of a tradition to make sure we do the fair stuff. I think with the kids, there's just more to do, right? You have the farm animals and all of that type of stuff. And, don't get me wrong, we have a blast at Summerfest too. But, yeah, we've made a tradition that we at least try to get there at least one time during the State Fair run.
And what kid doesn't want to eat something on a stick or maybe try a bug?
Yeah, 100%. And then the adults, what I enjoy about the fair, and I guess I shouldn't admit this, I like the kind of the makeshift bars that set up that are our bars of our town. You know what I mean? This is, you have your mobile version of whatever your favorite bar is, that sets up, and it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. We'll be out there every step of the way. Niz will be out there. Are you going to be out there with the Storm Chaser? You're usually out there once or twice.
Yeah, we were planning on it next Friday, but then we ran into some scheduling hiccups. I don't know if you guys heard, we're down about 2 people.
Oh, yeah.
We're working through it. But we were hoping next Friday. It doesn't look like it'll work out staffing-wise, but maybe the following week we'll get out there a couple times.
All right. People like the Storm Chaser. People like Niz. Hope to see you there.
I hope to make it out there. I love seeing everybody.
All right, pal. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
1:43 on WTMJ. Coming up next, our weekly wellness check. We check in with Dr. Ben Weston, Medical College of Wisconsin, right after this.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, they clicked on the blue button. We sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. We also let them know about AccuNet's property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval did include that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with the local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. We'll also likely save you $1,000 to $3,000 in closing costs for exactly the same rate as your bank. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
WTMJ's Steve Scafidi here. Will rates go up or down? We'll know more on July 30th. That's when the Fed announces its next rate decision. Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight at 3 p.m. on July 30th. Instant Insight is when Annex goes live after important announcements like the Fed's announcement to help explain what it means for you and your money. When it comes to your financial future, a bit of expert insight could help you understand what's going on. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com. July 30th at 3 p.m. live after the Fed announcement.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
As host of the Fix-It Show, I've talked to countless homeowners worried about musty basements, water seepage, and foundation cracks. And my answer is always the same. Call Accurate Basement Repair. They're not just Wisconsin's #1 rated foundation and waterproofing team. They deliver real peace of mind. I've recommended them for years because I know the quality of their work. And more importantly, the integrity behind it.
Wow, we're grateful for that trust, David. Every home we restore, we treat like our own. And that's what Accurate is all about.
They're not just good, they're accurate.
Hey, Milwaukee, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Are you feeling lucky? Find your next big win during Colder's Summer Savings Event. This weekend only, hurry in store to Colder's and draw your discount. Save 60%, 65%, or 70% on furniture and mattresses. And every day, one lucky shopper will pull a golden ticket worth $3,000 in store credit. I just shopped at Colder's. They've got the best showrooms, they've got the best salespeople, and this is the most exciting way to save on furniture and mattresses, and it's happening only at Colder's from Friday, July 25th to Monday, July 28th. That's 4 days to draw your own discount or one of 4 golden tickets and a free shopping spree at Colder's. Wow. Plus, Colder's offers exclusive savings on appliances you just won't find anywhere else. They guarantee the best price. Hurry in store to any one of 4 locations in the Milwaukee area during Colder's Summer Savings Event. Save big on furniture and mattresses.
Step up to quality furniture. Get more for your money at Colder's.
Here's to experiencing it all this summer in Wisconsin. Every deliciously cheesy, rockin', magical, fireworks-filled, festival-loving moment. There's Cheese Curd Fest in Ellsworth, Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg, Festival of the Arts in Stevens Point, and the Renaissance Fair in Bristol, Honor the Earth Powwow in Hayward, Mile of Music in Appleton, Venetian Fest, Bratfest, Summerfest. So many fests for your whole crew. Find them all at travelwisconsin.com.
There's nothing out there close to this.
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
Time for our weekly wellness check with Dr. Ben Weston of Medical College of Wisconsin, Chief Health Policy Advisor for Milwaukee County. Dr. Weston, greetings.
Greetings. Good to be back with you.
Yeah, great to chat with you as well. Hey, wanted to talk about organ transplants, right? Very popular thing. Many people in our state and around the country subscribe to be an organ donor. And a new report shows that more than 48,000 organ transplants were performed in the United States last year. So there is certainly the demand. What does the organ donation and transplantation process look like? What happens between someone deciding to become a donor and then ultimately a life being saved?
Yeah, so this is a very complex and highly coordinated process. I'll try to keep it short here. So it actually starts long before the surgery happens with the person making a decision to become a donor. And that can be registering through the state's donor registry, the national registry, or maybe most simply just by indicating it on their driver's license. So when somebody does pass away in a situation where organ donation is possible, and this could be in the hospital, for example, after a brain injury or a heart attack, their medical team will notify a local organ procurement organization, OPO, Organ Procurement Organization, and then specialists will confirm, are they a registered donor, which organs are viable for transplant, which ones might match with somebody in the national database with things like blood type, body size, how urgent is the condition that patient has. And then once a match is found, there's two different operations. There's taking the organ out, and there's moving the organ into the new person. And all that coordination, all that has to happen within hours to keep that organ viable. But if it's successful, somebody on that transplant list who's been waiting months, even years, in a critical condition can get a functioning organ and a renewed chance at life.
Yeah, it can change a life. Can anyone be an organ donor?
So yes, actually, and there's a lot of misconceptions here. So first of all, there's no age limit for becoming a donor. Even older adults can often contribute. Second, having a medical condition does not automatically disqualify you. A lot of people with chronic diseases still have healthy organs or tissues that can help improve lives of others. And third, just because you may be ineligible to donate blood does not make you ineligible to donate organs. So almost anybody can be an organ donor.
So you got to register, right? You got to sign up for this thing. That's essential. But what role does family play in the decision, and how could discussing with them make a big difference?
Yeah, so this is important. It's often the missing piece of the puzzle here. So you may register as an organ donor. You may want to be an organ donor that's legally recognized, but healthcare providers will still consult your family typically before proceeding. And so if your family's not aware of your wishes, they may hesitate. They may even decline donation altogether because these can be incredibly emotionally difficult times. In fact, each year hundreds of potential transplants are lost because families aren't quite sure what a loved one wanted. And so these are important discussions to have with your family, open, honest discussions about what you want to happen after you pass away.
Dr. Weston, I read one of these stories, and when I saw the headline, I just went, oh my gosh. It was a story about the man who died after getting sucked into an MRI machine. Now, I know accidents like this are rare, but still, as we see here this week, they happen. Why are metal objects so dangerous around MRI machines, and why is screening for any metal before somebody enters the room so critical?
Yeah, this is a wild story. So MRI machines generate a magnetic field, and that field is so strong it actually pulls metal objects with a lot of force, powerful enough to pull things across the room in just seconds. And we're not just talking about large metal items, but something small like a hairpin, a belt buckle, a pen in your pocket could become these projectiles inside the MRI rooms. And the same goes for internal metal. These can be pacemakers or metal implants in the body that can heat up or shift, which can obviously cause serious harm. And so this is why they're so meticulous. There's a detailed screening before anyone even enters the room, let alone have the procedure. And there's trained staff who are going through a step-by-step checklist to ensure safety here.
So what steps are generally taken to keep patients and those safe during an MRI? There's nothing new about MRIs, but you got to keep people safe.
That's right. Yeah, so first is screening. Every patient or accompanying person has to complete a detailed checklist. What implants do you have? What piercings, past surgeries, even a work history where you might have metal in your body for some reason. Second is environmental control. These suites, these MRI suites, it's not just a room you can walk in and out of. They have zones to prevent unauthorized access. You get through the front door, you got another door to go through, another door to go through before you get to the MRI machine. And then third is training of the team. These folks, these MRI technologists, they're rigorously trained to stop the scan immediately if something feels off and verify safety at every single step of the way to make sure people are being taken care of.
You mentioned people who might have metal in their body. So if someone has a medical implant like a pacemaker, can they still get an MRI somehow?
So typically, yes, but they need careful consideration. So a lot of more modern implants, newer pacemakers, joint replacements, surgical clips, these can be made with MRI-compatible materials, but not everything is safe. And that's why it's so important to screen these folks, especially older models, or ones with unknown metal components. And so that's why you have to have this discussion with your healthcare provider, the MRI team, in advance of the procedure.
Dr. Ben Weston joining us here. It's our weekly wellness check. Let's talk about supplements here, Dr. Weston. Turmeric, specifically, it's been recognized for health benefits, can be an anti-inflammatory, but there's some new concerns about its concentrated supplement form. In other words, not getting it from a natural source. Why are turmeric supplements, which are often seen as natural and healthy, now being linked to some liver issues?
Yeah, so turmeric certainly has anti-inflammatory effects, antioxidants property. Now, when used in cooking, it's generally very safe and very healthy. But the problems arise when you take it in a supplement form, especially in high doses. These supplements can contain 10 to 20 times the amount of turmeric that you'd get from food, which puts a lot of stress on the liver. It seems that those high levels can cause an inappropriate immune response, and this can cause inflammation and damage to the liver. So just because something says natural doesn't always mean harmless, especially when you're taking it in the concentrated form. The dose really makes a big difference.
So how much turmeric is considered safe? And what is the difference between cooking with it versus taking a supplement of it?
Yeah, so the safe range for turmeric or the active compound is called curcumin. But either way, the safe range for, say, somebody who weighs 150 pounds, it's only 200 milligrams daily. And this is about the amount you'd get from regular use in cooking. So take a supplement, for example. A lot of these pills contain 2,000 milligrams of this curcumin, so 10 times the dose. And the challenge is they also come with other additives that even enhance the body's absorption. So you're getting way more than you would in cooking. Now, the body is well equipped to handle turmeric in food. This gets absorbed slowly, it's digested naturally, it's paired with other nutrients in the food. So certainly use turmeric. It's great to use, but get those health benefits by incorporating it into your meals as opposed to taking these high-dose supplements. And certainly talk to your healthcare provider for the best way to do this.
Yeah, always good information. Dr. Ben Weston joining us here, Medical College of Wisconsin and Chief Health Policy Advisor for Milwaukee County. Are you going to join us at the fair next week, Dr. Weston?
We're gonna be there. We'll look forward to it.
Awesome. We'll get you a ticket and a parking pass. How's that? We'll make it easy for you.
There you go.
I feel like he doesn't need one.
He knows people.
He just gets in.
He just knows people. He's Dr. Weston.
I just walk there. Yeah.
We have a ticket and parking pass for you, however. Though.
Check it again next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Yep, you too. It's 1:56. News is coming up.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Well, the open road is calling your name. The ride begins for you at Potawatomi. Greg Matzek here, and you still got time here to take advantage of what's happening this month. Play with your rewards card all month of July for the Fire Up Your Fantasy Motorcycle giveaway. They're giving away a Harley at Potawatomi. Thursday drawings for extra cash and rewards play. Fire Up Your Fantasy. Do it at Potawatomi. More info available online, and hope to see you at the sportsbook, especially during football season. No need to wait. Stop there tonight or tomorrow. Watch a game. Watch all the games on that 2,000 square foot video wall. Pretty impressive stuff. No better place to watch sports in the state than at Potawatomi. Let the fun begin.
Paying you to live more comfortably. A deal you do not want to pass up. Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. They will insulate your walls from the exterior. No disruption inside your home. Blow and loose fiberglass in the attic, plus air seal everything. Most homeowners feeling a difference within 24 to 48 hours. And with government rebates, you could save 40 to 60% or more. No work for you to do. USA Insulation will process everything. Visit usainsulation.net. Start saving today.
USA Insulation.
Imagine that unbelievable new deck in your backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck builder. Building new decks and replacing old ones, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax in your own backyard. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom and visit outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
There's a lot of noise coming out of Washington these days, but one thing retirees in Wisconsin can't afford to ignore is the new Big Beautiful Bill. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the truth. The changes buried in this bill could have a serious impact on your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we've dug into the details, and we want to make sure you know what's really at stake. The Big Beautiful Bill includes sweeping updates to tax brackets, Social Security thresholds, Medicare premiums, and retirement account rules. And for many retirees, it could mean higher taxes on your savings, more limits on deductions, and unexpected changes to your income plan. Maybe you're already retired, or maybe you're just a few years away. Either way, what you don't know could cost you thousands. That's why we're offering Wisconsin residents a free educational guide to help you understand how the new bill may impact retirees and questions to discuss with your trusted financial advisor. Just text the word tax to 414-897-9522. That's tax, T-A-X, to 414-897-9522. You'll get immediate access to expert insights from the team at Drake & Associates, retirement planners who have been serving Wisconsin for over 20 years. We focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you keep more of your money, avoiding surprises, and staying ahead of the curve no matter what Congress throws your way. So before the Big Beautiful Bill takes a bite out of your hard-earned savings, let's make sure your plan is designed to help prepare for uncertainty. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. That's TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping build retirement confidence right here in Wisconsin.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
We're not just after any old fish. We want the catch of the day.
Diving and making an incredible catch is Isaac Collins.
The Brewers host the Marlins in Milwaukee.
With the best record in baseball in their back pocket.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 2:35 on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 2 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Thursday, July 24th. Your top story, finally making the decision official.
I'm Jessica Tighe. Incentives to create films in Wisconsin.
Well, not quite as hot as yesterday, but it is muggy outside. Overnight low 70 degrees. Dew point's going to be elevated. Partly cloudy, still humid. Slight chance of storms, mainly to the south on Friday, with a high of 80 degrees. 84 and cloudy in Milwaukee at 2:01. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers will not seek a third term in office.
I'm announcing that I will not be running for a third term.
The announcement Thursday on a pre-recorded video reconfirms reporting by WTMJ that the governor would not seek a third term in office. In the video, Governor Evers cited his desire to spend more time with his family as a reason for not running again.
Whether I'd win or not has never been part of my calculus about running again.
The gubernatorial field currently consists of businessman Bill Berrien and Washington County Executive Josh Schoeman on the Republican side. No Democratic candidates have officially confirmed their plans to run. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The city of Milwaukee's plans to replace aging streetlights is being delayed by repeated thefts of job site equipment. The city engineer cites thefts of underground lighting, wiring, and pole replacements on a project targeting lights on Capitol Drive as just one example.
Some conduit, the plastic pipe, was damaged and removed. Wiring, which is not unusual, copper wiring is obviously an attractive target, so some of that was removed as well.
Work on the Capitol Drive project is on a 3-week pause right now until the stolen goods can be replaced.
Enrolling more students to MPS. Parents and children meeting with MPS teachers today as part of the district's Community Resource Enrollment Fair. MPS Chief of Staff Michael Harris.
We understand that we have schools in every neighborhood across Milwaukee, and we want to make sure that our community knows that Milwaukee Public Schools is there to support their needs.
Harris says it is working with external partners like Milwaukee Rec and Milwaukee Public Libraries to ensure after-school programming.
The Green Bay Packers unveiling new throwback uniforms for the season, and they include helmets that are so neat. They look like the leather helmets of the past. Players including Rashawn Gary, Tucker Kraft, and Jordan Love got a first look.
I ain't get a chance to really see the details. Like, look at the freaking leather on that drum.
A little bit more protection than the illustration. It's not actually leather.
Hey, leather caps right there. Goodness. They're pretty cool.
Goodness. The uniforms will debut at Lambeau Field during a game this fall. That date will be announced in the coming weeks.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 2:03.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
There's a problem if your lawyer is famous for one phone call and a quick settlement. It weakens your position in a negotiation. Another problem is due diligence. That's what trial lawyers conduct when preparing a case. Things like lost wages, lifetime medical costs, and other variables that can't be considered in a quick settlement. In fact, one call and a quick settlement is exactly what the other side wants. Instead, call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service. Visit Habish.com to find out more.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella Windows and Doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. It's an off day for the Brewers. A 6-game homestand begins Friday afternoon against the Marlins. Brewers are in a position to be buyers in advance of the July 31st trade deadline.
It's a special group, and I think it's important if you're going to add somebody to that group or consider taking somebody away that you make the right decision about the people involved. And so that's certainly important to us. Our scouts do a great job getting intel on different players that are available, and obviously want to talk to our coaches just to make sure they have the right fit as well in the clubhouse.
Brewers GM Matt Arnold, and it's day 2 of training camp for the Green Bay Packers. Former offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett on the sidelines and on the field, assisting Matt LaFleur as a part-time consultant assisting the defense.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We're still dealing with possible closures to come. They are scheduled here at this point because there is some debris on the road in the middle of the highway on I-43 South at Atkinson. So expect lane closures because of this debris. I will tell you it looks smaller than it did the last time I checked for you. So I have a feeling that some people have already driven over it. Whatever it is, it doesn't look massive, but it's a problem because it's right in the middle of the road, and you do have people who are likely seeing it at the last minute and kind of doing a little swerve, and that can be dangerous. So I-43 South at Atkinson, expect some lane closures because of debris in the road.
Warm, humid today, muggy conditions, overnight low of 70 degrees. Tomorrow, we top out about 82 or so with a chance of rain. Storms possible mainly to the south. Going to be muggy again. It is 85 degrees, mostly cloudy and humid in Milwaukee at 2:07.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
Oh, we are one day away from a strange Friday afternoon Brewers game and then the home run derby.
Oh, it's finally here.
I'm kind of getting fired up about this whole thing, right? It's a really cool idea for the Milwaukee Brewers. I noted when the season began, I was like, what are they doing here? A 3:10?
Yeah, what's the deal with that time?
Start on Friday. It felt like a misprint to me, but it opens the door for this cool opportunity. So Ryan Braun is back in town. Prince Fielder will be coming back in town. Some notable names from Brewers seasons past will be in Milwaukee, either tapping beer up in the concourses or down on the field competing in a home run derby.
You still need to try to hit one out of the park.
I am running out of time.
We're going to do that.
I did hit one out of the park in marrying my wife. So that was the only home run, the true home run of my life was marrying her. It's 2:08 on WTMJ.
Here's your top 2 at 2 on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers will not seek a third term. He made the announcement just before noon by posting a video on social media. Here's part of it.
For 5 decades, my family has sacrificed to give me the gift of service. They're my world, and I owe it to them to focus on doing all the things we enjoy and love doing together. It's why, Wisconsin, I'm announcing that I will not be running for a third term. I'm so humbled to be your governor. This is the best job I ever had. And folks, you're not done yet. There is, as always, much work to do.
This makes it a wide-open race for Wisconsin Governor. Joel Brennan, president of the Greater Milwaukee Committee, previously served in Evers' cabinet. We broke the news to Brennan here at Wisconsin's Midday News and got his reaction. He told us it's exciting when there can be new blood. We also asked Brennan who he would like to see run.
A wide-open race. Josh Call, the sitting Attorney General, has been a sitting statewide office holder for the last 8 years. I think he goes in with some structural advantages of having been around the state. Locally here, David Crowley, who's the county executive, served in the state legislature, has done a good amount of innovative things as county executive and has a broad statewide perspective. He and the mayor both have had some success in dealing with the state legislature. I think the mayor will think about this, Mayor Cavalier Johnson. There are also people in the state legislature, I think, who will give this serious consideration.
Everybody's talking about this right now. In fact, former Wisconsin Governor Marty Schreiber called Joel Brennan immediately after her interview.
Yeah, big news made official today and broken first a few days ago by John Mercure through his sourced reporting. Number 2, a rare occurrence for a sitting president. President Trump today becoming the 4th sitting president to actually visit the Federal Reserve. It's scheduled to happen here in about 50 minutes. His aim, to put a little pressure on Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell to lower interest rates. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers.
It is incredibly rare for a sitting president to visit the Federal Reserve, given the central bank's historic independence. President Trump today becomes just the 4th president to make a visit there. George W. Bush was the last president to do so, going to the Fed in 2006 for then-Chair Ben Bernanke's swearing-in ceremony. During his remarks that day, Bernanke said only 2 others had ever visited the building, Gerald Ford in 1975 and Franklin Roosevelt in 1937. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
So Powell has maintained the Fed's independence and stated that decisions about interest rates are based solely on economic data and not political influence. He's trying not to budge here. It's not expected a rate cut will be announced at the end of the Fed's 2-day meeting next week, but economists do believe there will be a rate cut of some sort before the end of the year. Trump would like to see it come down roughly 3 percentage points. So those mortgage rates that are somewhere in the mid to high 6s, maybe touching 7, he'd like to see that back down into the 4s or maybe even lower.
Time right now is 2:11. Our next guest is walking in with cream puffs.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Dutch Boy's Durafighter interior paint is a paint and primer in one with a tough, lasting formula. It provides great scrub resistance and durability with remarkable hide and a smooth finish. Save big on Dutch Boy's Durafighter paint and start your next project today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, got a very cool event coming up here at the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls. I will be there, and I hope to see you as well. August 3rd, put it on the calendar, 12:30 to 2:30. I'll be at the Hounds and Tap. It is family day, so you can bring the kids, bring your dog if you'd like. It's all part of a Greyhound meet and greet. If you've listened to me over the last couple of years, you know that we have a greyhound. His name is Knight, and we live right by the Hounds and Tap, and we utilize the Hounds and Tap for doggy daycare and boarding and grooming services, and just to hang out and grab a drink and watch a game, maybe get some food from one of their food trucks that arrive. It's a wonderful place to hang out. If you've never been to the Hounds and Tap, I encourage you to check it out. And if you'd like to join us for the Greyhound meet and greet, it is Sunday, August 3rd, 12:30 to 2:30. I will be there hoping to have about 6 or 7 Greyhounds and their owners. It's an incredible breed of dog. You don't see these at humane societies. In fact, if they end up there, the folks at the Humane Society typically call the Greyhound Volunteer Group in the state. Our dogs are retired racer, super mellow, super chill, incredible dogs. Come meet us August 3rd at the Hounds and Tap from 12:30 to 2:30. Visit thehoundsandtap.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets, something that can positively affect your mood, getting organized and clearing out the clutter. A well-rounded closet could be the most powerful room in your home. Inspired Closets can transform your closets or laundry room, your pantry, any space in your house. What separates Inspired Closets from the others? Their 3D design software and a culture that promises to build what you want and need. Call my friends Katie and Dan today, a wife-husband team ready to help. Inspired Days start in Inspired Closets, inspiredclosetsmilwaukee.com.
Warm and humid today, warm and humid, muggy overnight low of 70 degrees. Tomorrow we get back into the low 80s, so cooling off a little bit. There is a chance for some rain, maybe some storms to the south. Looking like a high of 85 on Saturday. It's 85 and cloudy in Milwaukee at 214. Wisconsin's Midday News continues. Greg and Jessica with you until 3 o'clock, and we are 1 week away from the Wisconsin State Fair opening its doors 1 week from today. That will be at the fair inside the Radio Aquarium, I like to call it.
Yes, we will. I can't wait.
Looking forward to that. Fair-related events really get rolling next week. In fact, our Cream Puff-a-Palooza will sort of kick things off. You got the Sporky and Drinky competition and judging, all in the lead-up to the Wisconsin State Fair. Tim McCormick, the communications manager for the fair, joins us in studio. You came armed with cream puffs. And they're still cold, too, so that's an amazing trick.
Out of the freezer here, so let them thaw however you want, either in the fridge overnight or just for a couple hours if you want them for dessert tonight. But I was very happy that I didn't get tackled on my way in here through the 3rd Street Market Hall.
I thought you might. Here's the one thing I noticed. Okay, as with Greg, I noticed that they're cold, so they're straight out of the freezer. They're going to be fresh.
Yeah.
But I took a sniff. I smelled it, and I thought, ooh, I think these are strawberry.
Oh, you got the different flavors, maybe?
I think we've got the 3-pack for you. We've got the original, the OG, the original cream puff.
I'm going to peek in. What are all the flavors this year? I know people want to know.
We just finished renovations on a brand new dairy building, and as a part of that, they installed a state-of-the-art oven in there, so that allows for a little more creativity for us. So in addition to the original, a chocolate cream puff will be available all 11 days of the State Fair. Our good friends at U.S. Cellular, celebrating 20 years of partnership, gave us the strawberry celebration cream puff there.
If you're watching on streaming, we have a look right now, and all 3 of them are in there.
Yeah. So the strawberries are going to be available in limited batches. So we ask people to get there early if you want to get your hands on those, if you want to get a taste of those. But yeah, once again, cream puff is stealing the show. I don't know if anybody is even listening to what I say, if they can get that visual.
That is pretty impressive, and the filling, thankfully, is staying intact here, and Jessica has not knocked any out of the box. It's one of those things, right? You talk about fairs really nationwide, and typically the food vendors kind of have their own food. But in here, the fair makes the cream puffs, right? So you need your own pavilion. And I remember going through this last year and talking to some of the folks who kind of ran that building and said, our production capabilities are going to ramp up dramatically.
Yes.
We will be able to turn these things out much quicker and faster than ever before.
Yeah, so I think I'm told 400,000 plus is the number that we usually go through during the 11. That's just in 11 short days. So hopefully we can get those people through, get those cream puffs in their bellies even quicker with this new oven, with this new facility.
What is the history of the dairy building? Because it goes back to, 1909?
Exactly right, yeah. So the dairy building first constructed in 1909. 1924, the governor at that time, I apologize, I forget who that was, put down a challenge, if you will. We want to show off Wisconsin's dairy products. Can we come up with a food stuff, something that will put us on the map, we already were, of course. But since 1924, so we're celebrating 101 years of the cream puff this year. It's been an iconic dessert ever since.
So, Tim, how does the load-in go? When do you open the doors?
Now.
Is it already from food to animals? I mean, all that stuff's got to happen quickly.
Animals are a little more scheduled, if you will.
Yep.
But I was roaming the fairgrounds today, and we have even some smells already from some of the different vendors, some of the different restaurants. I got to try the Hunka Hunka Fat Elvis.
Yeah, we were talking about that just yesterday.
That's one of the Sporkies there. It's continuous. I think as soon as the gates closed last year, they started actually working on the dairy building renovation. So it's a year-round effort. Tons of dedicated staff to make sure that you have the best 11 days of summer.
And what about the rides? I imagine those have to come in early because they also have to be checked for safety.
Exactly. We do have an event coming up on Tuesday. Friends of the Media got that release. If you want to check that out with the safety inspectors that come from the state every year to make sure that we have a safe operating system there. They just finished the Grand Ferris wheel. When I started this morning, very early in the morning, it was about 3/4 built, came out for lunch, and now it's complete.
Oh, I mean, that's just a mainstay. You go by on the highway, even if it's you can't go to the fair that day, you go by and you see it. I mean, when you're at the fair, people take pictures. That's one of the best parts.
Well, the doors will get open to the fair a week from today. Of course, Jessica and I have been tabbed by WTMJ to help our Cream Puff-a-Palooza efforts.
Excellent.
So we've got everybody registered, I think, right? 300 people have registered for free Cream Puffs.
No more spots available.
So the alarm clock's going to go off about 4:30, I think, that morning to get out to the fairgrounds to make sure people are getting their Cream Puffs a couple of days in advance. Pretty amazing. So this is kind of new territory for you, right? And you're sort of getting your feet wet as the fair gets up and running.
I do have to mention real quick, I am a 2-time winner at the state fair.
Oh, is that right?
They used to have a smile contest.
Oh,
and Mama McCormick took 3 of us there. My sister won in her category, which I think was brace face or tin grin, maybe it was.
My goodness.
And I was 14. I'm dating myself here. I got to go home with a Walkman as my prize for winning that day. And then when I got a little older, I won a blue ribbon at the Wisconsin State Fair for homebrew competition.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So somewhat familiar, but communications manager, only about a month or 2 into the gig. So like you say, still getting my feet wet.
What kind of beer were you brewing that you won?
It was a strawberry blonde.
It was. Okay.
Yes.
Speaking of that, I'm just going to take a little. I'm just going to go like this, Greg. I just have to try it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's very delicious.
Oh,
once we put it in
you
front
like
of your face,
strawberry?
right?
Oh, this is so good.
That is, I didn't know they had a homebrew competition. I don't know if they still do that.
Winemaking, yeah. Still both of those, yes. Yep. The depth and width of how many competitions they have, it's amazing. You can check that out at wistatefair.com.
So that is the beauty of the fair. I didn't know that existed. There's probably some people saying, how did you not know that? It's like, well, the fair is massive, right? There's so much to do. You cannot just do it all in one day. I really do think it's a challenge.
I've got the daily schedule here, and I don't know how many pages you can flip through and find something new every year for what you want to do or see or enter into competition.
Great musical acts as well. Great entertainment, right? The entertainment is always impressive at the Wisconsin State Fair.
We try to get a little something for everybody. Main stage acts include Leonard Skinnard. We've got a little bit of comedy with Iglesias. We've got Darius Rucker. All sorts of different flavors for you. But if you don't want to have any of that main stage action, you can get into the fair, and we have dozens of stages with free live music, roving entertainers. All 200 acres are filled with some sort of fun activity for you and the family.
Isn't that so true? I remember one of my favorite days last year was just going to one of the side stages and seeing like Joe Ray with his guitar playing out there, and then getting that hot Wisconsin cheese, taking a little ride.
Maybe a cold Wisconsin something as well to quench your thirst.
Yeah, speaking of those cold brews, one year you guys had out there, it was a cream puff brew. I don't know if it's still out there. I think I was on a hunt for it last year, and it actually had the top of it. When you went to go tap it, it actually had a cream puff on it. It was fabulous. It was so Wisconsin State Fair. I think they had a beer that they said was like it, but I didn't see the cream puff. So I don't know if you know about that.
I'll be on the hunt for that.
I'm
I
going to
haven't
have
heard
to
of it
ask
just
you.
yet.
You'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward to daily check-ins with you and Tess and the great team at the Wisconsin State Fair to kind of keep us up on our toes for what we can experience. We'll try and outline the best day possible at the fair. We'll have a lot of fun at the fair. And I think Jessica's already booked the guy that juggles fire.
Sweet.
I think he's already set to come. He did that in our studio last year, which we were a little nervous about because of insurance and whatnot, but it worked. It worked.
It was fabulous. And if you didn't get to see it, I'll send you a video because he's out there and he puts all kinds of stuff on fire. And I said, is there anything very Wisconsin you could do? And then I asked, I said, okay, we could get you on this day or this day. Which one would you prefer? And he took the later date. He said, because I'm working on something. He was working on something specifically for Wisconsin's Midday News. He was in the hotel.
Right.
And he was trying to get cream puffs on fire. So he could juggle the cream puffs on fire. And you know what, Tim? He did it. He did it. So I did reach out to him. I have him in my cell phone. I'm like, you coming to the Wisconsin State Fair again? He said, you bet I am. I'm going to be there every day. So we'll see what he's cooking up this time.
Excellent. He's had a full year now to work on something.
I know he's working on a flaming lasso for the Wyoming State Fair, but he said that would not be appropriate in the studio. So I don't know. Maybe we just talk to him this time and then we show video of him out there.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We don't know what's happening. Tim, we appreciate your time. Thanks for the delivery, too.
You. Absolutely.
We'll see you next week.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. See you at the State Fair.
Tim McCormick, Communications Manager for the Wisconsin State Fair. It's 2:23.
Hey there. Did you hear? There are still spots open for Girl Scout Summer Camp 2025.
Whether you're into water activities, arts and crafts, sports and games, exploring nature, or even horseback riding, there's a camp just for you.
Choose from GSY's day camps, overnight camps, community day camps, or Camp Hero.
Bring a friend and get ready for a summer full of adventure, friendship, and leadership. Register today and let's make this the best summer ever, Girl Scout style.
Well, Siding Unlimited has done it again. The best in the business when it comes to beautification of your home's exterior. In fact, on my Facebook page earlier today, I was outside last night doing some stuff and kind of took note of our siding, took a picture of it. Installed about 9 years ago, LP Smart Side Siding by Siding Unlimited. Here we are 9 years later, no fading, no warping. The color matching is perfect with the caulk. The seams are perfect. Perfect installation of an incredible product. That is the Siding Unlimited difference. Check out my page. You'll see what I'm talking about here. They did that 9 years ago. They've done a variety of things for us. They installed a beautiful paver patio to expand our outdoor living space at Siding Unlimited. Think about it. What needs a facelift at your house? Windows, doors, roofing, siding. That outdoor project you've always wanted but didn't really know where to go or who to trust? You can trust Siding Unlimited. Truly Siding and a whole lot more. Bring some thoughts and ideas out to their showroom in Brookfield. Connect with this family-run business. Such wonderful people. I've become great friends with Eric and Aaron Brown over the last decade plus. It's sidingunlimited.com.
The mighty elements of the universe, Earth, Wind, and Fire, are on their way to Milwaukee. Experience their legendary feel-good, funky, soulful sounds live Saturday, August 9th at Miller High Life Theater. This week on WTMJ's What's on Tap with Sandy Max, you have the chance to win free tickets to see these Rock and Roll Hall of Famers in concert. Earth, Wind, and Fire tickets on sale now at PabstTheaterGroup.com. And for the chance to win freebies, tune in weeknights at 6 to join me on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Our business leaders value downtown Milwaukee.
That's right, Matt. It's a great time to be downtown. I'm Jim Popp, President and CEO of Johnson Financial Group. Our associates love being downtown. They love the energy, the activities, and the business opportunities that you'll only find here in downtown Milwaukee.
Get down to business at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Well, facing historic price increases for cocoa and coffee beans, one company that sells both is considering changes to the portfolio.
When Nestle purchased Nature's Bounty and Puritan's Pride in 2021, no one could have predicted tariffs or the terrible growing conditions that would drive up prices for cocoa beans and coffee beans. The CEO who took the helm last year tells investors that Nestle may seek a buyer for those two supplement brands.
It's ABC's Jim Ryan. So cocoa beans are not necessarily at all times expensive. Price is primarily dictated by the law of supply and demand, of course, right? We've talked about this, though, with cocoa production concentrated in West Africa. You've got coffee production. They do it somewhat in the States here. Hawaii's a big producer, but primarily a lot of those beans come from different parts of the world. And, of course, prices are going up. So maybe you got to revise your plan here if you're Nestle.
What's going down? What's going down in
prices?
Yeah.
Gas is the big fluctuator, right? Here and there, kind of pennies on the dollar. But I even saw, I was thinking about this talking to our George Webb's friend the other day, Ryan. All the beef they would have had to order, I mean, the price for a pound of ground beef is up like $3 over a year ago, right? I mean, that's pretty impressive. And not in a good way, not in a fun-friendly way.
I was actually thinking about this before, and I didn't ask him, but we'll ask him next week when Wisconsin State Fair starts. I was thinking about what's the price of a cup of milk these days? Remember when it just used to be a quarter?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get your root beer milk for 25 cents.
Actually, was it cheaper than that at some point?
No, well, I'm sure at some point it was, but a quarter for the bulk of my time going to the fair as a fairgoer.
Yeah. I feel like that's got to be up to.
Yeah, we will see. Who knows? But 2:27 on WTMJ, we have headlines coming up after this. Doing banking differently since 1896. Greg Matzek here for Horicon Bank. Think about that for a second. Over 100 years of focus on the community and your business. At Horicon Bank, financing requests can be approved in days, not weeks, because your banker understands you and your business. And yes, Horicon Bank is expanding, but they've not lost that community-minded feel. I trust Horicon Bank. I've connected with Horicon Bank, and I invite you to do the same. It's Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice, member FDIC.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ansay.com. That's ANSAY.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Get eyewear for everything you do at Shopco Optical. Schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam, check out new frame styles, and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Enjoy the time and attention your eyes deserve at Shopco Optical. Receive quality eye care and a personalized vision solution tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Vitrano.
Man accused in the Christmas Day double murder in Milwaukee is now in custody.
Eric Billstad.
More reaction now to the breaking news of Governor Evers announcing he will not run for re-election.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
In McWanago, Highway 83 is closed in both directions for a crash.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
It's 2:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. Your top story, now in custody for a holiday double homicide.
I'm Jessica Tighe. Incentives to create films in Wisconsin.
84 degrees and cloudy in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The U.S. announced it's walked away from talks today in Qatar for a Gaza ceasefire deal, blaming Hamas for not acting in good faith. It comes as aid groups are warning of severe hunger across all levels of Gaza. Here's ABC's Patrick Reevell.
Hamas overnight had submitted its latest response to the U.S. and Israel's proposal for a ceasefire. I think it's likely that the sticking points ultimately remain the same, which so far have always had to do with Israel's what presence Israel will have in Gaza during the ceasefire, and in particular, guarantees that this will be a permanent end to the war. You know, Prime Minister Netanyahu has made clear that he has no intention of giving that guarantee.
A meeting taking place today between Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell and attorneys in Tallahassee, Florida. And fans of World Wrestling Entertainment legend Hulk Hogan are mourning his death. Hulk Hogan was 71. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:31. A man accused of a Christmas Day double murder is now in custody. 18-year-old Jeremiah Taylor has been on the run since December, arrested Tuesday by South Milwaukee police after a brief chase in Tighe. Taylor is accused of first-degree reckless homicide for shooting two people in a parked vehicle. 15-year-old Ezekiel Rivera and 18-year-old Naya Vasquez both died from their injuries. His accomplice, 18-year-old Quinteras Morris, pled guilty of harboring and aiding a felon in June.
Decision, Wisconsin. Governor Tony Evers is not running for re-election.
I'm announcing that I will not be running for a third term.
The decision Thursday by Governor Evers officially opens the door for other Democratic candidates to announce bids for the office. Currently, no Democrats have officially announced intentions to run, but many have suggested Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson could consider the position. Johnson tells WTMJ's Point Taken he's at least thought of the idea.
One day I will run for governor. I don't know if that's going to happen in the immediate future.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee Public Schools wants to keep lead testing for children top of mind this summer. The district hosting a free lead testing clinic for MPS students at North Division High School Wednesday afternoon. Amy Ward with health contractor Novir tells WTMJ now's a great time for students to get tested.
Yeah, I think it's a good time to get your child tested for lead poisoning, regardless of the environmental lead that was identified in some of the MPS schools. We, in the city of Milwaukee, we have the highest rate of lead poisoning in the state. So it's just a good opportunity before the school year starts to make sure that your kids are healthy.
The next lead testing clinic will take place Tuesday, July 29th at South Division High School.
Tax incentives for Wisconsin-made movies. The state's latest biennial budget reestablishes a film office with $5 million in production tax credits available every year. Co-founder of the Action Wisconsin Steering Committee, Katie Hyel, tells WTMJ's What's on Tap what draws filmmakers to the Badger State.
Wisconsin is so rich with locations and variety here, and I think one of the huge examples that most filmmakers talk about is you can be in an urban setting and shoot, and in 10 or 15 minutes be in an amazing rural setting or on Lake Michigan.
The Wisconsin Film Office will open late this year with incentives starting next year.
Milwaukee Community Orchestra wraps up its inaugural season this weekend, a new group that's growing fast.
The new ensemble has a waiting list with upwards of 150 musicians of all ages. Co-founder and music director Marjorie Deutsch tells WTMJ.
Kind of miraculous to be in the audience and sort of behold the sheer mass of the orchestra. And the fact that you get everybody to play at the same moment.
After less than a year, the group has become a nonprofit, and they're adding a string orchestra this fall. MCO closes out its first season with music ranging from Franz Liszt and Frank Sinatra to the Wicked soundtrack. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
A confirmed tornado causes damage through Oconto in northern Wisconsin. The storm Wednesday toppled trees, including a massive century-old oak tree that just missed a home. Supervisor for the nearby town of Stiles, Bob Telford, tells our partners at NBC 26 he witnessed the storm firsthand.
We came home during the storm, actually. Just got off the highway and we got in the garage as it was really hitting and went right in the basement.
Crews with the National Weather Service have confirmed the public reports. There have now been 32 confirmed tornadoes in Wisconsin this year.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 2:35.
Tony Evers and the Madison Democrats are too weak and too radical. But the same old career politicians can't stop them.
I'm Bill Berrien, a former Navy SEAL and Wisconsin manufacturer. I'm an outsider and a businessman, just like President Trump. I'm running for governor to advance the Trump agenda, shake up Madison, and put Wisconsin citizens first.
Let's fire the bureaucrats. Hire the outsider. Bill Berrien for governor. Paid for by Bill for Governor.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong wind and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $250 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Day 2 of veterans and rookies mixing at Packers camp, which wrapped up a couple of hours ago. Head coach Matt LaFleur believes wide receiver, the rookie, Matthew Golden, settling in rather well.
He's definitely not afraid of hard work. He cares about the game. He's gonna put the time, and he's gonna be dedicated, and it'll be great just to watch him when we get the pads on, when we go to practice against other teams, when we're playing in those preseason games. And again, there's a lot of competition in that room.
Friday's practice is open to the public beginning at 10:30, and the Brewers own the best record in baseball. 6-game homestand begins Friday with a 3:10 first pitch against the Marlins.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. The debris that we were worried about with closures has been cleared, so don't have to worry about that if you were before. We do have a new incident, I-94 West, about a mile and a half beyond the ramp from County SS. Right shoulder is blocked due to a car that's broken down. It's not a big deal, but there's a decent amount of traffic right now moving through that area. So just a heads up, if you are to I-94 West, a mile and a half beyond the ramp from County SS, right shoulder is blocked due to a car that's broken down, and traffic is moving along a little bit slower right around it.
85 degrees right now in Milwaukee. It is cloudy, it is muggy, and it's going to remain muggy tonight. Overnight low of 70, up to the low 80s on Friday. Still humid, chance of storms maybe to the south. Looks like a very similar situation on Saturday with a high of 83. Sunny, warm and humid on Sunday, and a high of 85. 85 and cloudy in Milwaukee at 2:38. Well, I must admit, through all the discussion of wildfires and tornadoes that have worked their way through the country, I don't often think of volcanoes and geysers, but maybe we should start thinking about what is rumbling underneath some of our national parks. Scientists are actually digging into this, and they've discovered some ominous signs of potentially massive eruption of a supervolcano. This is out in Wyoming. If it's a supervolcano story, we know ABC's Jim Ryan will be covering it. Jim, what does this all mean, and how worried should we really be?
Probably not very, but, scientists are keeping tabs on this. And you have to assume that there have been little micro tremors beneath Yellowstone for generations, for centuries, maybe millennia. But we're only now realizing it because of super sensitive equipment and AI, machine learning. Scientists have been able to figure out that there are tens of thousands more little tremors beneath Yellowstone than we previously knew about. Why is that concerning? Because beneath Yellowstone is a gigantic volcano, a supervolcano. And if these little earthquake swarms are a precursor to a potential eruption of that volcano, that could spell trouble. Will it happen any time in our lifetimes? Maybe. Could be 10 minutes from now, might be 10,000 years from now. And it might not happen at all. But it's certainly something that scientists are keeping tabs on now, Greg.
And Jim, NASA is working on ways to literally cool the danger lurking below. What exactly is NASA doing?
Yeah, it's a little eye in the sky, maybe a $3.5 billion plan just to study the process. And here's how it would work. You would drill holes down into the earth 6 miles deep from the surface down into the outer surface of this giant volcano. 160 of these things around it. Which would potentially ease the pressure down there. It also, by the way, would have the benefit, Jessica, of generating electricity. Up here, you'd have, hydroelectric or thermoelectric being produced by the geyser that would be created by that. So there may be one benefit. But again, it's so far-fetched that most scientists think that it probably couldn't be done anyway.
But, Jim, something has led researchers and scientists to do this, to perform this action. So what is leading to what they are doing?
Well, probably some of the changes that we've seen in Yellowstone in the last couple of years, some new geysers being formed or some new what appear to be little precursors of volcanic eruptions within the park itself. Magma flowing there in places where it wasn't before. And so, yeah, it's an interesting thing and certainly something to keep tabs on. That I think, as much as anything else, out of scientific curiosity, they've been watching this for some time.
Jim, does this have anything to do with those rumors that were spreading about wildlife leaving in droves due to potential volcanic eruptions?
It's a coincidence, I think, that was coming out at the same time that this study was being looked at. But the National Park Service, the people who run Yellowstone say it's bunk. that those videos that you see of animals, of elk and moose and bison running through Yellowstone, well, that was happening, but it has nothing to do with their sense of impending doom. It has to do with natural migration patterns. They do that all the time, every year, and there's that move of the big ruminants there in Yellowstone from one part of the park to the other. So yeah, don't buy it.
This is such a massive, vast area of land, right? And underneath all these, piles and piles of rock, you could have some hidden earthquakes. Have scientists found that, wait a minute, there's a lot more activity going on here than we thought initially?
Yes, that's exactly it. These things have been happening even if we didn't know it, but now we do know it, right? Now suddenly we were able to detect these things. But you're right. It's an enormous area, primarily covering Wyoming and Montana, part of Idaho, that you're seeing this kind of activity. It's a huge volcano. If you've seen drawings or the potential of what it might look like, it's a scary-looking thing.
86,000 hidden earthquakes happening in the areas of Wyoming and Montana. Well, I'll never think about that again. Jeez, that's crazy. It's absolutely crazy
hidden
stuff.
Earthquakes and super volcanoes.
I know.
Something else to worry about. There you go.
ABC's Jim Ryan. We are never worried about connecting with you, Jim. We always appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Jim.
Take care, guys.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Standing up for victims to take the burden off their shoulders and helping people and families seriously injured in accidents. That's what Gruber Law Offices does. It's what they've been doing for over 40 years. Greg Matzek here. I've connected with Gruber over the years, become friends with David and his son Stephen. Great family that's still family-owned and a great business here in southeastern Wisconsin, serving the people in the state of Wisconsin for 40 years. And giving back to the community as well. That's a big deal for Gruber. You will notice that at the Wisconsin State Fair. Locally known and nationally recognized, if you've been hurt in an accident, you reach out to Gruber, connect with their top flight staff, let them go to work for you while you focus on healing. Locally known, it's Gruber Law Offices, serving the people of the state of Wisconsin and giving back to the community. Check out gruber-law.com and make a phone call if you've been hurt in an accident to 414-276-6666.
Hey, Wisconsin, are you feeling summer? Then it's time to feel cheesy. It's time to feel good. July 31st through August 10th, only at the Wisconsin State Fair. Presented by U.S. Cellular.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
What makes Ben Ben is that he's very, very detail-oriented.
That's Arvid Huth from Penny Mustard Furnishings, talking about his brother, Ben.
The details to me matter. The smallest detail needs to be right, and there's no reason it can't be right. To me, a room needs to be clean, and there's no reason a room can't be clean. A room should be organized. A warehouse should be organized. There's no reason why it shouldn't be organized. I'm a fanatic on some of those things. And Arvid would roll his eyes at me. That little dust is no big deal. But to me, I'm like, no, that needs to be cleaned up. He's so passionate passionate about the quality of the furniture. Those details are his details. It's important for that furniture to be built perfect. Every little detail matters if you're going to have people and a company and a culture where what we deliver to that customer is absolutely the best thing we can bring to that customer. Everything we do to get to that point that the customer never sees needs to be done to our best ability. But in the end, I have always learned that the details won't take care of themselves. Ben will take care of the details. So that's been a blessing.
PennyMustard.com.
Warm and humid today, warm and humid overnight with an overnight low of 70 degrees. Dew points pretty high as well, driving up the humidity and the mugginess. We'll have a little bit of that tomorrow as well with a high of 82 degrees. Chance for storms mainly to the south. It's 85 and mostly cloudy in Milwaukee at 247.
We've had a lot of breaking news today, of course, with the Governor Evers announcement, but also this. Hulk Hogan has died.
This was, it kind of caught me off guard. I came downstairs to do a little bit of work, and I saw our program director, Mike Spalding. He said, hey, wow, did you see this one? So Hulk Hogan, yes, the iconic wrestler who brought mainstream wrestling to the mainstream. Like he was a key and central figure of growing the WWF, now WWE, back in the 80s and 90s, passing away of apparent cardiac arrest at the age of 71.
Yeah, he was 71. He was surrounded by family, but a wrestling superstar, Hulk Hogan, now gone. Remember this?
He had one of the great entrances.
Yeah, did you like wrestling as a kid?
Right, so I got into it because of guys like Hulk Hogan. There were a couple of different opportunities to watch wrestling back in that time. And then there would be the Saturday night occasional main events. This was on at like 10:30 after your local news. It would go till midnight. My parents would let me stay up and watch it. And you got to see all the stars, including Hulk Hogan and the Iron Sheik and Superfly Jimmy Snuka. And then there was action figures. And there was good guys versus bad guys. And you know, Hulk Hogan was the quintessential good guy, right? Eat your vitamins, say your prayers, all that kind of stuff. And then, because wrestling is theater, he turned into a bad guy. And the Golden Boy turned into somebody who wore all black and had a totally different persona. Right? That's wrestling. That is theater. That is Hulk Hogan. Real name, Terry Bollea. Much different person outside of the ring or the squared circle.
Yeah, I remember he was like taking down, what was it, Macho Man, Randy Savage, those days. I mean, and you're right when you talk about theater, it was just a show. Well, his manager confirmed that Hogan died at his home in Clearwater, Florida today. He was 71, surrounded by family, as we mentioned. The Hulk won 6 WWE championships. He was also inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame back in 2005 by Sylvester Stallone. That was a sight. The Hulk, though, remember this? He was here in Milwaukee about a year ago. He was a guest at the Republican National Convention just days after the assassination attempt of Donald Trump.
But what happened last week when they took a shot at my hero? And they tried to kill the next president of the United States. Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
That was quite the sight. I mean, at first I was like, am I here reporting at the RNC or where are we for a moment? Because remember, you had the Hulk, you had Kid Rock, and then Donald Trump.
Yeah, no doubt. That was an absolute show, him being right here in Milwaukee. Hulk Hogan also, following his wrestling career, starred in a reality TV show that aired on VH1. Do you remember this? Hogan Knows Best?
I didn't really watch it, but I did know of it, with his ex-wife and, wife at the time and 2 kids.
Yes, exactly right. So it took you inside their family, and he appeared to be kind of a calm and loving dad. So outside of his wrestling persona, that's how you got to know him. He was not without controversy. He was not without flaw. Had some run-ins with the law, some racial issues as well, where he was caught off tape saying some things that he probably shouldn't have been saying. so not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but a larger-than-life figure who once body-slammed Andre the Giant on national TV.
Yeah, I mean, he was an American icon, and some people would say he was America, which I think is part of why President Donald Trump wanted him to be at the RNC, why he was a guest. I mean, he walked out, and I remember people just chanting, USA, 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 and he just got into that. You thought he was going to like rip open his shirt at that moment. He didn't, but he did at some point. But yeah, he was wearing this blue suit. He had a Hulk Hogan T-shirt under it. He had a red bandana on his head. His sunglasses popped up on top of it, even though he was inside. Chain around his neck, big chain around his neck, that signature mustache. It was very Hulk Hogan. And yeah, it was about America for that moment.
No doubt. Well, he knew how to work a crowd. That is for sure. Hulk Hogan passing away at the age of 71. 2:52 on WTMJ.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 main stage featuring amazing acts like Boys to Men, Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias, and Darius Rucker. Tickets are on sale now. Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they have served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between July 31st and August 10th. Member FDIC.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based, Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Wisconsin's Midday News Podcast is built by Siding Unlimited. Take us with you wherever you go. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can subscribe Wisconsin's Midday News Podcast. So I was looking at the calendar here and realizing this. If Dog Knight wins the We Energies Safe Digging Ambassador Contest, he will not be on display at State Fair because the contest winner is announced on August 11th. And we're a day after the fair with that. So unfortunately, if Knight wins, he would not be strolling around the fair park.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because they did have it timed out rather well last year with the ambassador for We Energies at the fair. In fact, you tried to book the dog.
I did. I was trying to book the dog because the dog was going to be there, and I thought we're going to be there. But the timing just didn't work out. But I think I don't know. We Energies is likely. I'll have to look through the book now, Greg. I'll have to look through the book and see if We Energies is going to be out there because I know many years We Energies is out there. Maybe you can see what it's going to take to get Knight up into that top spot.
So if you missed this, if you have no idea what we're talking about, my dog Knight, or our family's dog, I should say, Knight, he's a former racing greyhound. He's a beautiful dog. He's a handsome boy. He is one of 10 finalists for the We Energies Safe Digging Ambassador Contest. I'm still not exactly sure what it means if he wins, but hey, that's neither here nor there. If you'd like to see what these pups look like and cast a vote, great. Do it, please. Text the word dog to 855-616-1620. Just text the word dog, 855-616-1620. And the whole order, or I should say voting form, comes to you. You can see all the dogs. It's a very simple 2-click process. You're not putting your name in or anything like that. I can vote as many times as you'd like. So hit it up as often as you'd like here. Trying to get Knight to be the safe digging ambassador dog for We Energies. He is definitely appears to be the biggest dog in the group. There's a lot of pups in here, and Knight's he's full grown. He's got to be up there on top. But you know what? Keep on voting. I'll tell you what, on Sunday, we had a little family get together, and at some point my mom goes, I voted for Greg's dog. Had to do it. So, I mean, everybody's doing it. Well, kind of getting bored. And you can do it more than once, too. Well, for sure. And apparently it's getting around because Gina texted me a picture of Knight on Channel 12. I was like, what in the world happened? And then my wife saw the picture. She's like, did he win? I was like, no, we don't know yet. I think they were probably cycling through a bunch of different pictures, and Knight just happened to come up. So Gina's family noticed as well. Not sure if they voted, but they did take the picture. I'm sure they're going to vote if they haven't yet. Well, we'd love it if you did that. Knight would be a very happy boy. I'm sure he's sleeping right now. So it's the We Energies Safe Digging Ambassador Dog Contest. 10 finalists, including my dog, Knight. Go for it. Text the word dog to 855-616-1620. Oh, Gina even put it up on our live stream. Yeah, there's the happy guy smiling on a hot day. It's good stuff and a lot of fun. Was it tough to pick which picture you wanted to put? Because I know you had to send an initial picture, and then they asked you for more. But was it tough to go through? I mean, everybody who has a dog, you take so many pictures, right? You take so many pictures of your dog. Was it hard to pick that initial one? Well, they wanted a picture of him outside, and then they wanted video of him digging, which I did have, as a matter of fact. And you think it's fun to watch a greyhound run? Watch a greyhound dig. It's equally as fast. He's fast, it's pretty impressive. So they wanted the pictures to be outside. We had a ton from indoors, and they want a good clear shot of the dog's face for obvious reasons. So I was able to get one figured out and submitted it along with a bunch of other stuff, and boom. Does he seem extra happy at home right now knowing that he's a finalist for the Ambassador Dog? Can you tell? I guarantee you he is sleeping. That's the common misconception about greyhounds, is that they're always on the move. No, he sleeps like 16 hours a day. Maybe he's dreaming about being a winner. It's impressive. 2:58, Wisconsin's Afternoon News is next.
I've always believed that great service makes all the difference. At Waterstone Bank, it's more than just banking. It's personal.